Yo! Yo. Yo! Yo! Yo. Uh-oh. We got Contrarian Codex in the chat and in the Discord. My gal. I don't want to fight this guy. I'm exiting. I'm leaving. I'm heading out. Okay, so I wonder if we have the same game version. Yeah, I have 6.1.1, so hopefully Codex is updated as well, because I learned there was apparently like just a hot fix like right now, which I didn't know about. But yeah, CA just patched some stuff for like making modded campaigns a little more stable. It was nice. Hey gang. How's it going? Oh, Will, bye. Oh, crap. We're losing Will, everybody. You hate to see it. I hate to see Will go. I was going to stream yesterday, but then Turin started streaming pretty early as far as Turin's usual goes, and I had some daytime appointments, so it was like, oh, I was going to do those and come back and start streaming on lunchtime. Well, that was going to be 1 hour until Turin started streaming. And I was like, oh, well, last time I streamed when Turin was streaming, I got completely destroyed. Like, my metrics went way down, so I was like, I'll just take this time and make some videos, and I'll stream tomorrow early morning. It is 6 a.m. where Turin is. There's no shot that man wakes up and streams over us this time. So I think we got him. I think we got him. What up, chef? Will, happy about the hot fix. Let's do a best of 3 here with Contrarian Codex. I have to put the map on the Reichland Estates. And who is player 1? I am player 2. I'm asking him if there's any factions he just doesn't want me to play. That's fine. We have, normally our ladder has 2 global bans where you can just tell the bot, I never want to face these 2 factions, and anybody who matches up with you will be told you can't play these 2 factions. That is off right now as we figure out the patch, so we can figure out which factions are most overpowered. But when I'm streaming, I generally just ask players, I'm like, is there anything you don't want me to play? Because I literally play every faction in this game at this point. Not that I main them or I'm equally good at them all, but when I'm streaming like today where I'm just going to play some games, try out the new meta, figure out good builds and stuff, I tend to bounce around and play literally every faction. Like, the only factions I didn't used to play were Nurgle and Warriors of Chaos and Vampire Counts. Those 3 I would avoid like the plague, and now Bile Trolls have made me very interested in Nurgle. I'm still terrible at Warriors of Chaos, but I do play them from time to time, and I've been playing a good amount of Vampire Counts. I'm also quite terrible at them. They intrigue me. I want to be good at them. All right, I'll check chat in a second. He picked Skaven, Kislev, and Tomb Kings. Ban none. Skaven, Kislev, and Tomb Kings. Honestly, that's a VC angle. VC, ban Kislev. That's a VC angle. Let's go. Either he picks Skaven, which is a good matchup for Vampire Counts, or he picks Tomb Kings, which I have some ideas. I have some schemes to fight the Tomb Kings. Oh my god, my tea is still hot. Oh, and I had a really sad morning because I took my favorite tea mug and I poured the boiling water into it and it cracked, which is sad. So I lost my favorite tea mug today. Sojournus, he said he wanted to discuss some real life things today. So Sojournus apparently just knows Turin. What up, one meal at a time? I want you to flip that good morning around. I want you to just take that good morning and just flip it. I want to have a bad night. He's Nurgle curious. Hey, Peaceful Romancer. Peaceful Romancer, are you the Karl Franz guy? If you're the Karl Franz guy, I'll try and play Empire Game 2 just for you. And Will, yeah, Zuri Han made that art for me. It is great. All right, we're going Skaven versus Vampire counts. Acceptable. There's a good number of ways to play this as Le Vampire. Le Vampiero. I'm thinking, and I'm stinking. Thinking, and I'm stinking. What if I told you I had very stupid ideas? What if I told you we might have something really dumb cooked up? All right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking this will work. Gonna bring some forbidden tech. All right, he's bringing forbidden tech. I'm bringing forbidden tech. We're just a forbidden kind of stream today. This is really dumb. The messed up part is I do have a plan. It just may be a bad plan. But I do have a plan. So I need that, and then I need this, I suppose. Move your blocker up a smidge. Sorry, what? Move your blocker up a smidge. Some stuff is peeking up and over. Fine. But then they peek down. Oh, I'll just make it slightly bigger. This could be really dumb. Here's the thing. There's a standard way to play this versus Skaven. There's a standard way to play this versus Skaven where you take a Dragon Lord, usually Manfred, you cast Fate of Buna and Spirit Leech a lot. You summon zombies, and you play it out really slowly. That is a known way to play this. I know how to play that way. I don't like playing that way, and I'm not great at playing that way, but I can. But I'm not going to start the stream like that. I'm going to start the stream with some theory crafting shenanigans that could be good. That could be good. Maybe they're terrible, but they could be good. Because we're out here wilding. Okay, so that's fine, that's fine. I have 67 awkward gold. Why do zombies need stats? Zombies don't need stats. There we go. 2 gold left. Pretty good spend by me. One of my admins asked me a question about Vermin League bot. So I fix that. I know I have a blocker up. I know. Give me a second. Okay, so here's the idea. It might work. It might not. Early morning Skaven guy. Yeah, I explained it earlier. So Peaceful Romancer, we did remember who you are. I will get Empire in the next game if I remember. Or if I forget. Then I won't. So, Trogdor, yeah, I'm trying to dodge Turin. Because when Turin streams, he is obviously much more popular than me. So, my viewership tanks. So I'm going to get a nice early morning stream in when Turin can't possibly be awake. Anyway, for this idea, We're taking Vlad. He is decent against Skaven, especially if they bring Flensing Ruin like they usually do. I have my Von Karstein ring that I should just wait to pop it until he Flensing Ruins me, and then I get 60% damage resistance. So that is quite nice. We have a Corpse Cart Necromancer, because why not? And he has his Unholy Lodestone and Forbidden Rod to buff up my guys. But then we have Cairn Wraiths. Why Cairn Wraiths? Well, because Cairn Wraiths all individually cause terror, which Skaven hate dealing with terror. Cairn Wraiths are also crazy fast, so I need to position them back so that they don't outrun the zombies. So Vlad causes terror, all my Cairn Wraiths cause terror, and Vlad brought Wind of Death. So I'm going to hit that front line of his with a Wind of Death, shock them down, and then they'll terror out easily, and we'll surprise him by getting straight through that precious front line of his and slapping some fools, and it'll be very funny. Black Knights also got some buffs, so they're already decent against Skaven just at running down already routing units. I'm going to advance them through the trees and just wait for stuff to start terror routing from my Cairn Wraith front line, and it'll be hype. Now, this build gets countered by the Avalanche Mortars and Poison Wind Globes. If he has 1 or 2 Poison Globes, I should be fine, because I can zombie summon on him and stuff. If he goes 3 or 4 Globes, I'm totally screwed. But that seems unlikely, because this matchup has been increasingly moving away from spamming Globes, because Vargeists and Fate of Buna and all that stuff is so good at dealing with Globes that, like, it would be kind of crazy for him to bring that many. But if he only has 1 or 2, a Zombie Summoner 7 can take care of that, so. All right, what do we got? He's off to one side, and he has Ikid Zap Zap. Understood. Have a nice day. So our Black Knights need to go up and around. You pop a Forbidden Rod. Because honestly, with a Warp Lightning Cannon, that's only good target is the Necromancer. I'm going to put him behind this little dune and just use his Forbidden Rod a bunch, because he's just going to eat Warp Lightning Cannon shots like no tomorrow. We have 1 globe, the Teeth Breakers with no good targets, and then 2 globes. Okay, so 2 globes is manageable. It's roughly what we were expecting. Gracier of Ruin. Cool. This build does not hard counter mine. I'm putting that out there before I lose and then whine like a whiny little whiner that I am. So before I whine like a whiny little whiner that I am, this build does not counter mine. So if my build loses, it was just not that great. God, I just love whining like a little whiner. That I am. It's my favorite thing. Repositioning so I don't awkwardly move in at an angle and just kind of mess things up. Honestly, I'll just stand still. I'll let him shoot at Vlad. It's fine. He doesn't have Flensing Ruin, so Vlad's Von Karstein ring isn't as important. His Gutter Runners and Night Runners or whatever these things are just shooting zombies. Who cares? As I move my zombies into position. Tee-hee! Vlad is taking like no damage. What's their speed? Their speed is 1 more than my Cairn Wraiths. We'll see if I can catch them. I'm gonna have zombies limp awkwardly after those Night Runners and Gutter Runners. Okay, I'm gonna swap out the zombies for Cairn Wraiths there. His Warplane Cannon isn't currently shooting at my Necromancer, so I'm gonna start moving him up. These Black Knights will charge these Night Runners. I'll see if they retreat in time. If they retreat in time, I need to pull back. I'm gonna honestly just try and route these Storm Vermin. Yeah, okay, pull back, don't get caught in the globes. There we go. Tear out in for the Storm Vermin Halberd so I can keep moving forward. Let's overwhelm this flank a little bit. Necromancer's moving up. I need this. And Wind of Death angled up, so I definitely don't hit my Cairn Wraiths, but I do want to trigger that terror nice and early. All right, the terror outs are already coming in. Push through, push through, push through. Let's get a quick zombie summon out. Slightly too long of range. But yep, just causing mass disruption. And Storm Vermin Halberds are going for my... Okay. So we're currently stomping our way through these fools, as some zombies need to stay behind and get these Storm Vermin Halberds off of me. Zombies are over here causing disruption. This Black Knight needs to come over here. I really need another... I need another Invocation of Nehek, because I let my Black Knights take a bunch of damage, so I'm going to use them to just run off stuff that's already routing, because they need heals. We all need heals actually pretty badly. On my Von Karstein ranks, there's no specific things I'm watching out for anymore. Vlad, I really need a summon out of you. Not a summon, a heal. For my Black Knights or for my Cairn Wraiths? Let's go Black Knights first. Okay. Cairn Wraiths continuing after these guys as Vlad's dueling the assassins. That's all going okay. Necromancer's finally joining the fight because I did delay him quite a lot by, you know, worrying about his life. Black Knight's being a little tanky, being a nuisance. I'll get another zombie summon here to help me out with these assassins. But Vlad's chilling. We push in. Cairn Wraith's doing lots of damage. I'm gonna get one of the Cairn Wraiths onto the Grayseer for that nice armor piercing. Black Knights are very low. Almost have another invocation in the heck. How are you doing, leadership? Not great. Okay, let's heal up some Cairn Wraiths instead. Oh, I have a Cairn Wraith that's AFK. That's exciting. What a fun, sexy time for me. Alright. Black Knights have broken out. Skaven Slaves don't care. I'll run down other stuff that's actually worth my time. Cairn Wraiths come back into this fight. Crypt Horrors come back into that fight. These Cairn Wraiths, don't bother with that. Chase something that's actually worth my time. But the Mass Terror seems to be going well for me. My Necromancer is taking a lot of damage in those Clan Rat Spears and whatnot. And I'm trying to shut down these guys, but yeah, GG. Alright, gotta remember Empire, Empire, Empire. For Peaceful Romancer, we gotta do it. But it wasn't bad. I made some micro mistakes. I had a couple of units standing around doing nothing for a lot of the game, and still the build worked out, which is quite nice. Things went about how I wanted. You could see that, like, I said before we started that the Skaven meta in this matchup has shifted away from spamming globes. So since there were only two, it was pretty easy for me to, on one side, I just dedicated resources to slam through the front line and get on those globes quickly. And on the other side, I uses Vlad's summons to keep them running. And without the globes, the Skaven don't actually have that much magic damage in melee to deal with my Cairn Wraiths. And then their armor piercing is incredible versus globes. Their terror is amazing versus the entire front line. Frostbite's really good against weapons teams, because if I get any Cairn Wraiths onto a weapons team at all, they're slowed, so they can't move. So it was like a real idea. Do I think this is the best way to play against Skaven? No. The Manfred von Karstein on a dragon, like slow Fate of Buna, Spirit Leech stuff with Vargeists is still like better, but it's very slow, and it's not how I like to play the game, so this is a rush build that can be okay for you. Yeah, GG. Forbidden Rod Necromancer strikes again. I mean, I needed that win. I needed the Winds of Magic generation. As you could see, Vlad was having issues even just getting Winds of Magic for Invocation of Hex and Zombie Summons because of that Wind of Death I started the game with. So, yeah. All right, map 2, and we're playing Empire. Sword of Torgal. Crap, I hate that map for Empire. All right. Unless he bans Empire. He does have one ban in my pick 3. Let's do Empire, Skaven, Greenskins, ban Dwarves. Did Cairn Wraiths get buffs or something? Not really. I just had an idea to use them versus Skaven, because Skaven hate terror so much. Ah, my tea is hot, but like drinkable. It's a little too hot, you know? It's like this, can I technically drink this? Yes. Is it enjoyable? Absolutely not. Ow. But I need it. I need the tea. Norska. I powered through so many tier lists. So many. I finished that series last night. I just need to edit them and get them up on YouTube, but I finished the series where I had tier list every single unit class in the entire game. Those are all done. For the build guides, I have 3 build guides left to do. Everything else is recorded and ready to go. I need to do Wood Elves, Warriors of Chaos, and Lizardmen. Boy, what's your defense for your score on the domination standings? I'm really bad at domination, and I kept playing Blood Penguin. Because he's my buddy. Because he's my buddy. We love Blood Penguin. First ever campaign was with Vlad. I kept building growth buildings that unlocked Necromancer heroes and increased the recruitment level globally. Level 30 corpse cart guys for days. Nice. Nice-oo. All right, my opponent's still thinking of his faction while we just vibe here. It's a good game one. Got to take a build with my theory crafting, and then it actually worked out. And that is the thing with a lot of my theory crafting. I'll usually tell you if I was memeing or not about something, but when a new patch comes out, I just like to think of new ideas and try them and see how they work. He's going Chaos Dwarves, ban Skaven. All right, I'll go Empire. Chorfs! That's not exclamation for 999 points. In the domination standings? Oh. Was I your dom standings? Oh, okay, I see. I have 99999 there. I thought you meant my last season where I was like 0-3. Let's play some Chaos Dwarves. Not playing against Chaos Dwarves, playing as the Empire. Come on, focus up. Peaceful. Since this is your game, do you want Franz or what? I would love to see Pegasus Carl Franz here. Oh, okay, I'm not trolling that hard. Why would I do Pegasus Franz? His animations are terrible. If you want a Flying Lord, why not just go with Deathclaw? More HP, better stats, higher weapon strength. The problem with the Pegasus is that it just like does a lot of jank. Like you'll get into 1v1 combat and then he'll sit there and do nothing for a while, or his stutter animations are too long. Deathclaw is just consistent, very nice. I know the Pegasus got a mass increase, but I don't know. Maybe that would get you out of bad times, but I'm worried. Because if I don't have Deathclaw, then I land in some infantry or Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders, and I just can't move, and that sucks. Take you ever you want. I eat well whenever the Empire is played. Funny and to show the mass. Hold the line. Love isn't always on time. Dun, 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 dun. Hold the line. Dun, 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 dun. Love isn't always on time. Time for Stank and Greatswords. Do it. Roll over their front line. Or don't win. I mean, the Stank's still pretty good, but Chaos Dwarves are a faction that's actually quite good against the Stank. They have a lot of armor-piercing Shots. Shots, 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 shots. Now I need to think. Thinking is hard. Depends on what time you think it is. It's time to summon the electric counts. Was that the time you thought it was? Because then, yes. Oh, I think I have room to be a cheesy little butt. I think there's space for me to be cheesy and or butt. Okay, this is a fine build. We will win. This has B. I don't want to. He's red and white. I don't want to be red and white. I'll be Sterling. Because Sterling's revenge! Use the grape sword to absorb those AP shots. Orc pointing at it. True. True. No, I have something pretty fun. I have something I think people will enjoy. This has been. I want to let you all know that in the interest of pursuing subscribers, I did start one of my tier list videos with an Eminem rap. It went well. And I still rap like I play piano, munch crimes, and I crunch rhymes. Long rifles in the woods bully chorfs so badly. Yeah, this map doesn't have any really good woods with sight lines, though. Unless I spawn on one side. Which I guess I'm already betting on spawning on a different side, so, Hockland long rifles would be smart. I've been scarred by this map before. This map has a giant trench in the middle. And sometimes range units, especially straight firing range units, firing across the gully, like there's just a slight elevation difference, and then they're like, I can't see anything, I have to go down into the gully. And even if you're not, you might be like, yeah, idiot, don't shoot down into the gully with straight shot units, but like, even, you know, from cliff to cliff, you're like, all right, these are roughly level, you can fire, and then my straight shot units will be like, no, I can't see, I'm gonna go down in the gully. Oh, I can't see down here either, oh no. It triggers me. So I brought no straight shot units. I have no such weakness. Honestly, this build should be fine. I'm not trolling. If it loses, then rip, reassess. But I have some ideas. I thought Empire had one dragon that Gelt once used against Beastmen. Where's that? The, yeah, the dragon in the Imperial Zoo. Yo, Captain Telos. Yeah, Elspeth has a Carmine Dragon. I spawned on the wrong side of the map for what I wanted, so I'm gonna just position my mortars as best I can, but I was hoping I spawned on this side and put my mortars behind this little farmhouse and be fine. But we took 2 mortars to do good damage to Chaos Dwarf's heavy infantry, and then I took a line of spearmen just to hold, because either he has blasting charges that'll kill any of my infantry super quickly, or he has laborers which won't get through spearmen, or he'll have Chaos Dwarf warriors which are just kind of slow, so I don't know. I didn't have money for great swords from taking what I wanted to take. So we have 2 mortars. I have a spearman line that I'm going to advance into the gully really quick. And then halberdiers to back them up as well, because I had an awkward 550 gold. But with 5 heavy knights, 3 of which are Empire Knights, 2 are Demigryph Knights, I should be able to get mobility control enough that my mortars shouldn't need guys to just stand on them and defend them. And if someone gets onto my mortars and I have this much mobility, that's just me misplaying. That's not really like a build thing. So It is what it is. Since I have Karl Franz and Demigryphs, I need some source of healing, so I grabbed a Jade Wizard on foot with a Power Stone and Earthblood. Just going to spam out Earthbloods on Franz and my Demigryphs. It is what it is. Franz and the Demigryphs are going to have to do a lot of the carrying in this game, but we do have mortars to soften up some of those gosh darned elite infantry of the Chorfs. Sound good? Sounds good. His unit count is also really small, so I wonder what he took. I see your question, sir, but I'm gonna have to get back to it. Something's down there, because something's already capturing, so it must be stalked. Kind of want to get a charge downhill while I can. There's a bunch of Hobgoblin raiders. Okay. Well, this is just crazy. All right, so my Demigryphs are going to wait for the Bull Centaur Renders to engage, and then they'll counter-engage. Like that. Put down my first Earthblood right down the middle. Franz will join the Royal Altdorf Gryphites for a bit of scrapping. And I'm gonna run these guys over here. I'll have Spearmen help support the Bull Centaur fight, but yeah, it should be fine. They're the Goblin Wolf Raiders, but I didn't keep anything in reserve to deal with them because I really wanted downhill charges on these guys, and also I saw my mortars don't have any real targets, so I honestly don't care about them anymore. Like, they just don't have anything to do. There's no heavy infantry for me to be abusing. Gonna go to get a quick Earthblood down here as we fight on these guys. I need to separate out my Empire Knights. They're not helping me versus the Bull Centaur Renders, so I don't care that much. I did get one Demigryph roughly to safety, which is nice, because that's a flank I wasn't giving any resources to, so it was kind of a doomed flank, so I just kind of want to bail. Ah, frick. Okay, he's not going to get to safety. But it is what it is. We're winning one flank quite nicely. And if I can just get these Bull Centaurs that I'm currently fighting to actually rout, there we go. Now these Empire Knights can chase them for a much lower price point. And Franz and my Demigryphs can focus on other stuff. We have lost one Demigryph Knight to his collapse in. Alright. We're going to hit these Bull Centaur Renders from two sides. And Franz is also going to commit to that fight. As our Spearmen continue to collapse up here. All right, Franz is in, getting big damage on the Bull Centaur Renders. I need to not be baited by... there we go. I need to not be baited by Astrogoth at any point, because Astrogoth is very hard to kill, and being like, oh, I can kill him quick, just kill the Bull Centaur Renders, Astrogoth will still be there at the end of the game. But we're getting our spear support in here, which is very nice. We're routing a ton of stuff, which is very nice. Making sure those guys don't come back, which is great. 10 seconds left on my next Earthblood, and we get a downhill charge with my remaining Demigryphs. These Bull Centaur Renders are trying to escape, which is fine. Just keep these guys on the actual real Demigryphs. We're very far ahead on the balance of power, because Franz cannot be denied in melee combat. And these basic Demigryphs can hang out, but I do need the Royal Altdorf Gryphites to help me with a little bit of an assignment. Basic Empire Knights, just get out of here, get out of the way, help me run down stuff so that they don't come back at really low HP pools. Earthblood on a bunch of different wounded units. Terror out in from Franz and the Demigryph ROR onto the Bull Centaur Renders. We should be fine. Everybody's routing in front of us. And Franz can get back up into the sky. Galmaraz and Reikland Runefang happen to be ready to go, and he's going to surrender. Because we have won. Silver Chevron Hobgoblins. Yep, and they still routed in one charge. He didn't have the Bull Centaur Renders or Grey Opens. He went with the tankier version. But our Royal Altdorf Gryphites did very well. Empire Knights did pretty darn well. I imagine Spear's got a good amount of value. Not as much, but still fine. GG's. Bye, Phoenix King. Yes, like and subscribe. You are a treasure. Okay. A more serious question. What's your opinion on setting up your army composition to be 2 or 3 micro armies, 2 or 3 each core unit? The problem... Okay, I was checking some messages. The problem with separating out your armies is space for ranged units. Because if I put up a video relatively recently, Luigi, about like giving your range units proper space to shoot, because they get obstructed very easily. So if you have straight shot handguns, for every individual army you make when you're splitting all your guys up, that's harder and harder to create the space the handguns need to fire. And also, the smaller your formations are, the easier for it is for like 1 or 2 individual infantry troops, not like whole groups, but like literally one marauder, to accidentally stumble upon your like huntsmen and start engaging them in melee, and then all of your huntsmen will stop shooting and like go and deal with that marauder. Or minotaurs like slam into your front line and a couple models get through and start disrupting your stuff. So it's just like harder to control the space when you have that many different groups around. And there's just not much benefit. Like, that's the thing, is I can point out some downsides and maybe you can counter that they aren't that big of downsides. Sure, doesn't matter. But then it's like, what's the actual upside of such a formation besides looking dope as hell? Because it looks dope as hell, but what's the upside? So it's a little tricky. I used to have a build in Warhammer 2 that I thought was funny, where I had a center, for the Empire, I had a center block with 2 cannons, and then I had a left formation with a Hellblaster volley gun and a right formation with a Hellblaster volley gun. It never worked, but it looked super awesome. I'd also like to know if Doom stacking something like Monstrous Infantry to one side of your formation for blitzing a part of their line at the start of the game before they can reposition in response. Luigi, that is a viable strategy. That is very doable. Ogres do it. Not a ton, but they do it. So, yeah, no. Second idea, solid. ODM does that sometimes, where you just really abuse one flank while the enemy's static formation tries to reposition. Another thing I noticed on your Vampire Counts army guide, use the price of the White Kings on course, and they're talking about their price point. They're actually 250 gold cheaper than what you thought. Interesting. Anti-Kaiju. Okay, I'm responding to chat and Codex, and now Scarbrand Chan, who is here. What up, Scarbrand? What do we have? Land battles. I am player 1. Ooh, fancy. I love being player 1. Peak pass. I hate this map. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate Peak Pass. It's so gosh darn big, and it's a slow hill, and there's trees. None of my shooty shoot factions can do good. Grr. Shooty shoot factions no good on map. Map bad. No want map. Want different map. Change map. Bad map. Let's do... Alright, so it's a big open map, but my shooty shoot factions don't do great. Let's do Bretonnia, High Elves, Wood Elves, ban your mum. That's fine. I'm just going to go with fast mobile factions so I don't have to wait around forever. And then all of their ranged units are Arc of Fire. You know, they shoot up and down. Whereas straight shot artillery or something. Straight shot can get obstructed a lot on this map, so it's fine. I'm in love with the Cav buff on VC. They feel amazing. Yeah, dude. I took 2 Black Knights this morning versus Skaven. It was good. It was good. Counter flanks overloads, cav heavy builds, quick reposition, anti-large spanner. That is true. BC got a cav buff. Yeah, Blood Knight's got damage buffs and Black Knight's got cost decreases. He goes Warriors of Chaos, ban Bretonia. Guess we're going Wood Elves, boys. Nurgle is banned? No, Nurgle's not banned. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I recognize there is a meme in there somewhere, but I'm not understanding it, so I'm just getting angry instead. Blocker is up. We got to make some Wood Elves versus Walk. Let's go. Let's do it. I guess I gotta join new player tourneys if you're gonna suffer through my insanity. Dude, Luigi, you have to. You have to. You have to. Didn't Warriors of Chaos used to get countered by Wood Elves? Yeah, but a lot of things have changed. I don't actually know who's favored in this matchup right now, but that was several iterations of this video game ago. So it's entirely possible that's not true anymore. What do I want to do here, friends? Dark magic. You think you can kill me, fool? But I have the dark magic. This is a choice of a bunch of great options. Okay, we'll do that. So then what else do I need? Oh, he's already ready. I don't know if I should bother bringing the Wild Hunters of Kronos if I don't have healing for them. Seems a little troll. Oh, you banned his mom. I got it. I got it, Will. I see. I'm thinking. Give me a second. Just give me a moment, please. I mean, Wild Hunters of Kronos are really good for a reason, so I'll grab them. It's fine. And then my front line is lacking. Oh, joy. Fine, I'll downgrade one of my archers. But I won't like it. 50 gold left. Whatever. Oh, nice. These units cost exactly 25 gold to Chevron. Cool, 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 cool. Let's go, Wood Elves! What up, War God? How you doing? Zotes are good against Warriors of Chaos? Yeah. They are. I just don't have money with the build I brought. He put Scouts bug out moving stance in multi 2. I don't know what you're talking about, Esbo. So maybe. Trees break their lines, cav flow in the gaps. Luigi, good idea. Problem, trees never break anything. Trees do no damage. Tree can just stand around and hold. Enemy troop count is 592. Okay. I don't exactly know what I'm expecting here. Solid front line, and then we have a bajillion gamillion Glade Guard. I'm going to put the regular Glade Guard on the outskirts of my formation so that they are more likely to be the ones first attacked by dogs or cavalry. And then we have some Glade Riders and Great Stag Knights and the Wild Hunters of Kurnos to peel for my archers from opposing enemies. And we have a Melkot's caster, because I didn't really know what magic to grab, so I just kind of eventually YOLO'd it on one. And here we are. Have you seen the new Grand Cathay models for Old World? There's a Meow Ying, I'm so hyped. That's good, dude. I don't do much war game tabletop gaming. I do tabletop gaming like board games and stuff, but not like build an army and do all this stuff. That is a Slaughter Brute, and there's a Hell Cannon, and there's Aspiring Champions, and there's a Marauder. Hi, I'm David Attenborough, and I'm just gonna point out shit I see.
Within my power.
I'm David Attenborough, and this is whatever I happened to see at the time. Those are two Hell Cannons. That is a Chaos Lord of Nurgle with Fleshy Abundance. He took the buffed Slaughter Brute. Can't believe he would cheese me with buffed units. My god. Alright, his cannons are shooting at some archers, so I'm gonna have my archers spread formation. Listen, we're gonna take the damage we're gonna take, but if I'm gonna take damage, I'm gonna make sure I take that damage. Okay. I'm gonna try and get in range of those Hell Cannons. We'll see. Looks like the Hell Cannons are going to get out. The damage is going to get out, though. There are Hellstriders behind us, which keep an eye on. My archers can almost get in range of the Hell Cannon. They can! Fire! Okay, so the Wild Hunters of Kurnos just need to move up. These archers dealing with this. These Glade Riders can move up now that I know there's no real threat back here. Run them down! Great Stag Knights can opt out of this for just a second, and then they can charge back in a moment. Like that. These archers are doing good damage. I will sacrifice them to the great cause, the great plan. And these Dryads are going to get to his Hell Cannons. Nice. I will use my first Melkos Mystifying Miasma of the game, because so far there hasn't been exactly a great opportunity to do so. Alright, we shattered something. Those are Aspiring Champions, so whatever. Let's just separate out the Wild Hunters of Kurnos from this. Archers can run away. It's all fine. Great Stag Knights killed another Hellstrider. I will have Glade Riders deal with this as my Great Stag Knights get onto that Hell Cannon. We've routed stuff over there. His Slaughter Brute killed a bunch of things for me. And he's Fleshy Abundancing a Hellstrider. That's crazy. It's flat out crazy, Batman. Can't be doing this. Okay, Great Stag Knights are going to get a flank attack on these Hellstriders. That should be huge. Let's reform some spears over here. Slaughter Brute is Slaughter Brooding. Okay. Need to get in range for another Melkoths onto that Hellstrider specifically. And then Melkoth's slow, plus 2 archers shooting at it should do actually a significant amount of damage. There we go. Archers fall back, just make them work for it a little bit as those other archers are routing in the direction of the enemy, which is not great. We shattered off something over there. Shattered off something over there. Yeah, I don't want a full health Eternal Guard chasing that down, actually. It's not a great idea. Hellstriders took a bunch of damage, as we expected. And now, walk the Slaughter Brute away from my other archers, so if he's going to chase them, he's going to walk into problems. Archers shoot that. You guys come up here. Wild Riders, with their armor piercing, gets a lot of damage onto Aspiring Champions. Back off. Do it again. I'll do it again. Okay, Slaughter Brute's getting pin-cushioned a little bit. He got a Fleshy Abundance of some kind. I saw it. You can't tell me what I saw and didn't see. I need to get these Eternal Guard on different Aspiring Champions so that when they both rout, both of them get pursued. I need all my archers to be focusing on that Slaughter Brute. I'm gonna even Melkoths this guy. That's how little I care about what he does. Shoot those Hellstriders that are sneaking up on me because they're not as sneaky as they think they are. As these archers kite away, there we go. Everybody's routing. Let's get a nice big fat charge on this Slaughter Brute right about now. There, the Hellstriders have shattered. Get our spears back. Get our Great Stag Knights back. Why is this balance of power not even more in our favor? Wild Hunters of Kurnos getting good surround on the Slaughter Brute, getting good damage out. Archers should be able to defend themselves from the Hellstriders. Take that, Hellstriders. More like Poop Striders. Got him! Alright. Archers doing their best. Great Stag Knights. Let's see if you can go get that guy. Melkoth slow. I know it doesn't do any damage. I'm just slowing him so my archers can maybe get off one more volley straight in his stupid big face. He's getting a Fleshy Abundance right now, but he is currently on fire. The heal is significantly reduced. Let's get everybody over here except for you who is chasing the Aspiring Champions. That's fine. You can keep doing that. I have Glade Riders up there just resting for a moment. I'm just resting my eyes. I'm just resting my eyes. Slaughter Brute's unbreakable as long as that Chaos Lord is alive, which is pretty fine. It is what it is. So Great Stag Knights are getting some shots in.
I will find it.
I'm gonna wander over. I think everything's shattered besides these two. Okay, they have 31 models, so it must be this.
Nature's ire unleashed.
We have a giant pile of cavalry and spears getting a lot of damage out, which is great. I'm gonna have my archers shoot at the super big tall things. So there's less of a chance of friendly fire against my own cavalry. And that is GG. Have you used 6,000 APM to play Wood Elves correctly? I feel like I was playing Wood Elves correctly. I feel like I was at least at 5,999 APM. I couldn't get the last APM, but I feel like I was playing really good. Mass archers did very well. My cavalry peeled what I need them to peel for me. And his build was silly and full of shenanigans. Slaughter Brute, even with multiple heals, still sucks. Absolute disgrace of Wood Elf Army. What do you mean? What? No. No. I won't. I won't brook this offense. Truman break the unit's anti-charge modifier and spread the model spout. Oh, okay. I see, Luigi. I thought you meant, like, break through the front line, which is never going to happen. Have you ever seen the Attenborough hates toads meme? Yeah, dude, that's so good. The toad is an abomination of nature. Evidence that that evolution makes frequent and disgusting mistakes. Hey, Geese, by the way. How you doing? Balance power not being worse is from the new patch. Takes player skill into account. Damn, Will. Also, hey, Long Paul. Also been a while. Sword of Torgal. Why am I getting Sword of Torgal all the freaking time now? Okay. Okay, we're gonna calm down. I don't hate this map. I hate the players that play this game. I don't hate this map. I love this map. It's not true. I hate this map. Khorne, Chaos Dwarves, and Slaanesh ban Skaven on a poo-poo bad map. Oh, crap. Khorne, Chaos Dwarves, and Slaanesh on a poo-poo bad map. Let's do some Lizardmen. Lizardmen. And none. I'll play Lizards versus whoever. I don't have time to stay today. How's the patch feeling so far? I'm Alphapus. It's feeling good. I've been enjoying it quite a lot. It's nice. War Dancers. War Dancers on that gigantic open map, though. Ugh, that would be a long time for infantry to just walk forwards. Lizardmen versus Chaos Dwarves is the matchup that was decided by the Dark Gods. Lizardmen guaranteed loss. Whoa! 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 Who says guaranteed loss? Why is it a guaranteed loss? It's gonna be great. Anything big change in the patch? The RR Skull Cannon got absolutely destroyed, so that's not really a unit anymore. Aside from that, nothing too crazy. I want to see Saurus or Temple Guard. Temple Guard are objectively terrible. Saurus aren't that bad. They just aren't really favored right now, but Temple Guard are worthless. Lizardmen are great. He coped and seethed. Damn. Damn, dude. This man hates Lizardmen. Holy. He's not about it. He's not about them Lizardmens. Temple Guard are badass. Yeah, having 31 melee attack and 38 melee defense for a unit that's 1,200 gold is pretty bad. IMO. In my honest opinion, that is not very good. What to bring with this Lizardman army? You can recognize something that's bad. All right, I'm not the best Lizardman player in the world, but Lizardmen are not, they're not doing bad. They're quite strong. They're not top tier, but they're above half. Lizardmen have been killing it. Have you been playing with Cold Ones a lot? Because Cold Ones got buffs last patch. They're elliptical models now. Kind of crush it. Chaos Dwarves got a ton of buffs. Geese. They got a ton of buffs this last patch. Almost every unit on the roster got a buff of some kind. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to finish out this build. 1,000 schmeckles left. That is how you finish out the build. He is going basic Chaos Dwarves, a red color scheme, which allows me to go Tloxlon, my blue color scheme. Geese, why is that a no? Why are Chaos Dwarves getting buffs a no? What? So now they are good and they have the best hats? I wouldn't say good. They're just not complete garbage. They are okay. I've finished my tea. Delicious. Let's do this. We gotta win on lizards to prove Dagroth wrong. No, my actual opinion is that lizards are pretty solid. Even if I lose here because I am a bad player, lizards are not doing too bad. Enemy troop count is 1,300. We have our devastating flanker buffed up Pox cohort of Copox. Those guys will be useful later. It'll be a fun little surprise that will slip in. Blocker is down. Nice. So we have Mazdamundi on his chair, just because I wanted Banishment, Ruination of Cities, and Common of Cassandora in case of Infernal Ironsworn, because Lizardmen can struggle to deal with the elite Chaos Dwarf infantry. Just don't have the best armor-piercing infantry or cavalry options for killing infantry. Cold One Riders are really good, but not at killing infantry, so I wanted spells to be able to do that. So Mazda has 3 armored infantry killing spells. Then we have a whole bunch of armor-piercing cavalry, Cold One Riders and Cold One Spear Riders. I had some awkward funds, so I do have a Chameleon Skink and a Skink Skirmisher just for a bit of poison poke, I suppose. It is what it is. And then we have 2 Feral Bastiodons for terror and armor piercing and tankiness at only 650 gold. They are a steal. Steal. Agent Butt Munch Steal. Her Majesty's Secret Service. Agent Steele, please. Call me Butt Munch. Okay, okay. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. Agent Steele, we have a problem. What is it? The Queen's been murdered. Oh, fuck. Oh, gosh, that's a thing for the regular police. Call the regular police. What would you need a secret agent to investigate a murder? Good Lord. Agent Steele, you're so handsome. You just told me the Queen was murdered. This is absolutely not the time for this kind of behavior, young lady. I'm reporting you to HR. Today we learned Agent Steele is a frickin' narc. There's at least someone out there who hasn't been a part of our streams ever who is like, what is actually happening? Okay. Welcome to the Human Boy streams, where you get nonsense and shenanigans at a bargain rate. So Red Crested Skinks are a good armor-piercing front line. We will bust straight through these guys there. There is no long-range artillery that is really threatening me. Source of Profit of Fire with just Burning Head. That's pretty fine. I do need to watch out for his first Burning Head and see if I can dodge it, but we'll see if that is going to be a possibility. I am moving Pox cohort up to get a flank on those Bull Centaur Renders whenever they decide to take a fight with me. Meanwhile, we're moving up. Get our Bastiodons into combat. Move all these guys. I'm gonna make sure these guys have the leadership not to rout. We're gonna use our Colden Riders just to get straight through that front line. These guys are already moving forward, and that Burning Head, unless it curves back towards me, which it is, great. I don't know how to dodge it from there. Okay. Ruination of Cities upwards. Let's go take a 2v1 fight over here. And then Comet on that clustered up unit. The Paco horde are coming through the back line, but we are massively overwhelming them. I'm gonna heal up that cold one while I can. And then where is a banishment on more clumped up units? Deal with these guys. And the Paco horde go through, flying through the front line. Poking down this thing. Mazda, I think I sense problems coming from my poor Mazda Mundi, so I'm gonna run around in circles and do my best. As Infernal Guard plus problems equals more problems. Another Burning Head going through my Red Crested Skinks and Coldwind Riders. Terrence, the friendly dino, running away. Mazda Mundi, the friendly dino man, also running away. Comet of Cassandora down on that guy that's trying to kill me. Now we have Paco cohort. I want to get around and get behind those guys. He's doing a good job of dodging all my comets, though. Don't love that. Anybody who has sleepy orders, just get in here. And then Paco cohort gonna get a rear charge over onto those guys for their devastating flanker buffs. That's quite nice for me. Mazda still trying to get away. I'll heal myself. Okay, killing those Bull Centaur renders just fine. Pursuing these guys just fine. Maz is getting routed. But hopefully we have enough cold ones to just wrap this guy up. And Mazda can get away and be fine. Killed off those Bull Centaur renders super nicely. Paco are gonna come down here and say hello. Balance of power is against us, but it's not that bad if Mazda can survive, because a lot of his balance of power is this full health, spooky, scary lord that is now getting driven away from Mazda. So I could be okay there. And then my balance of power will get a lot better. Okay, making sure those Bull Centaur runners don't come back. Let's also make sure these guys don't come back. Mazda's here. Hey gang, it's me, Mazda. Can't quite catch that yet. Ooh, that's a Ruination of Cities angle. I can get in range, which I can very soon. Big final fight. Ruination of Cities coming out onto these guys. Hope for good RNG. Nope, that was piss poor RNG. But we can still have a banishment, and banishment is a little more focused. Can't let this guy out. Burning Head won't actually do that much damage to my units because it's just the Red Crested Skinks in there that'll take that kind of damage. These guys all should be fine. I'll give those guys a little more leadership. Just like that, we're doing pretty great. Mazda's about to get dove on, so I'll heal him up as best I can. For now. Oh, it's getting a little shisty. Maz needs to retreat behind my two Bastillodons. Heal up Mazda. Get out of my own Bastillodon's way as they attempt to protect me. We're killing those guys. Mazda's having a really tough time getting past this bull. But I am trying. Is his Chalice of Blood and Darkness off cooldown? No. So if I get a heal off right away, he might not get the heal from the Chalice, but I will. Okay. Okay, Mazda can't retreat anymore. It's just not working, so I'm just gonna fight. He did not get a Chalice heal, so now if he kills Mazda, he's all out of heals to get. So catch 22, and we rout his Lord. Everybody else is terror routing. That is army losses. GG. Whew. Pretty close game, but we got it done. Red Crest Skinks did well. Skink Skirmishers and Chameleon Skinks did fine. Golden Riders did fine. Golden Spear Riders did fine. And my Bastildons did fine. Everybody did their jobs. On the other side, Source Prophet of Fire tried to hard carry, but was not able to. Chaos Dwarf Warriors held for a long time. Disrupted the Blunderbusses and the Fire Glaives very early on. The Bull Centaur Renders did well. No Saurus, boo. Yeah, Saurus aren't very good here. Sorry. I've been apart from your streams for a while, so don't fully grasp what's happening. Oh, and you still don't fully grasp what's happening. Yeah. GG. Oof. 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 And that's how I feel. How's it going today, chat? Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all doing great. Attack Speed Enjoyer is here. Yo. All right, Attack Speed Enjoyers joining lobby soon. Not an XMT member. Our first non-XMT member. I don't know who I am. I don't know why I'm here. All I know is I'm a shitpost. Need an opponent? So far I've just been queuing up on my best of 3 Vermin League ladder, which this is ostensibly to promote, so I suppose I'll promote the ladder. Fine. Very well. Let's put you on the desktop. Bam! You can see the ladder. In our Discord, we have fine matches. You would land in landing zone, scroll down to 5 matches, and you can queue up for conquest, land battles, or domination. For example, it's alphabetical order. So if you wanted to queue for any game mode, you go con, dom, LB, and that would queue you for everything. You could queue for just conquest and land battles like I do. You could queue for just conquest and domination. You can do any combination. You can queue for just domination. You can queue for just land battles. It's fine. If someone else is looking for the type of game mode you're looking for, it'll match you up and tell you what maps to play on. And then it gives you our custom limits and our tournament rules. All of that sounds really oppressive. It's just a gentleman's handshake, essentially, where, like, the tournament rules, if you are attacking at some point with something, you're fine. Like, if you have a chameleon skink shooting darts, you're fine. The rest of your army doesn't have to be sprinting to its death. It's just like, hey man, play the game in some facet and you'll be okay. Don't white line camp and you'll be fine. I think that's about it. And then our army limits are just unit caps that CA has, but updated a little bit for like things that they miss. They have frequent mistakes. Like for a while you could take infinite Furies because Furies weren't classified as a unit under CA unit caps, and that's just weird. So our tournament stuff just unifies it more. Or if you don't want to deal with attacking rules, I mean, you can just play Conquest, and then you just use our custom unit limits, which again are 99.9% quick battle limits. Anyway, we just added a couple things and banned some pretty unfun units, like the Thunder Barge and whatnot. So anyway, feel like playing, gonna hop into that. There's no sign up or anything. You just join the Discord and hit, you know, play, and it'll be fine. All right, promotion over. Let's get back into this. Attack Speed Enjoyer is waiting for me. Cliff of Beasts. Cliff of Beasts is a nice big open map. Skaven ban none. Haven't gotten to play Skaven in a while. We'll do Skaven ban none. High Elves, Beastmen, and Wood Elves. Wood Elves and Beastmen are strong into Skaven. Not necessarily, well, I'd say Wood Elves is 50-50, maybe slightly Skaven favored, but whatever. Beastman is favored into Skaven, and then High Elves is Skaven favored, so if he wants to win, he'll probably go Beastman. But the matchup's fun, and I have some fun ideas on things I wanted to try into Beastman, so it's whatever. If he wants to go that route, I'll play some Skaven. Don't often get to play my rats. Is there no ranked ladder integrated in the game? There is, but it's really buggy, and also quick battles can be full of shenanigans and bad times, like people just corner camping or forest camping or blobbing up, and it's pretty cringe. So I don't know. We've been operating through our Discord for a while for just a little bit better quality games. Where are the Doom Wheels, Eli? What'd you take overall on the range unit fix? Not meaning the reform you had on your other video, but just firing in general. They feel good. I don't know. They definitely don't feel like fantastic and perfect, but they feel good. Wood Elves. Wood Elves, Wood Elves, Wood Elves. Does Master Corner Camper still play? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. He's gone, Captain. He's gone. I need to think. Everybody be quiet. I need to think. Everybody shut up. It's thinking time. Shut up. Shut your mouth. Shut up. It's Art Crawl. Yeah, that should be fine. And then what do I need? Do I even want any Rogers? What is this, the Roger Kingdoms? I think not. Clan Pestilence. No, he's already a green flag. I can't be a green flag. That would mess with people. I'm gonna be the Gracia clan. Are army limits gonna be implemented before season finals? Four Seekers still seems pretty dumb. Possibly. We haven't seen any real data of Seekers being too oppressive for 1,000 gold. Brain rot is real. Why is what? What's with the brain rot? Oh, hey Martinius. What up, dude? Clan Molder rushes are not that good versus Wood Elves. Because all your single entities are crazy weak to Wood Elf archers, especially Starfire Shafts with their fire damage and armor piercing are really good against Hell Pits and Brood Horrors, which are weak to fire. So your single entities aren't very good. Dogs can be okay in this matchup. They can be okay. And then rat ogres, you need them, but they are a little weak to, again, archers and deepwood scouts and way watchers, but also wild rider. The wild rider ROR can shred rat ogres, so you need to be careful about that. But, you know, rat ogres and wolf rats are okay. But then, I mean, if you're going for a molder rush and all your single entities are mega trash versus wood elves, then you just have rat ogres and wolf rats, and pretty soon that's not much of an army. One head over 2k value. What faction were you? Beep. Empire? Oh, I mean, Empire spears aren't that solid. They're pretty easy to rout. And Seekers are really good at killing war wagons. If you had war wagons, I'm trying to get shots out that way. I see, I see. Enemy troop count is 903. We have our patented triple warp lightning cannon anti-wood elf build. Okay, so the theory behind this is if they have Durthu, triple warp lightning cannon does a lot of damage to Durthu, and it's quite nice. Really bothers the big tree man. If they have skirmishers, triple warp lightning cannon still does okay at shooting way watchers, but not great. So triple way watcher is probably best into this format. Warp lightning cannons are also decent at poking down wood elf cavalry. If they try and cavalry rush me, we do have 4 poison wind globes, and the warp lightning cannons will poke down the cavalry while they attempt to get a full surround on us. If they go with mass just infantry and stuff, our poison globes can deal with all that. So really, and yeah, mid-range archers also will be fine. Main thing is this build, it can be weak to triple way watcher, and that's about it. Everything else it can handle decently. And in this matchup, that can be somewhat of a build roulette at times, like just, did you bring a build to counter what they brought? If not, lose. Sometimes it's the best you can hope for is that this covers all angles, and then triple way watcher, it might be weak to. I don't even know, because it could be like, with triple way watcher, his army will be rather depleted, so I can just push out and keep them away from the warp lightning cannons, and whenever I spot them, turn all the cannons onto the way watchers. I don't know, I haven't gotten to play it. So we'll see. Could be good, could be bad. Could be good, could be bad. We do have night runners on our flank in case of some vanguard shenanigans. Okay, warp lightning cannons mess up the wild hunters of Kuranos. Two are going for that. We are getting flanked by more wild riders, so I'm gonna have 1 warp lightning cannon shoot at a wild rider, 1 warp lightning cannon shoot at a wild rider. Okay, we'll have some globes come back. Other than that, we still have night runners harassing these wild riders. Blade rider is getting onto those guys. Okay, globe's gonna go for the wild hunters of Kuranos. Our warp lightning cannons are not firing, which is pretty cool. Do have to love when the warp lightning cannons don't fire. Oh, it said it was in range, but it was not in range. I was lied to. Okay. So we're getting good damage out onto a lot of stuff. Warp lightning cannons need to get back online. Night runners and everybody can go deal with my problems. The Gracier goes and gets to safety. One Night Runner go peel off that guy before he gets here. Routing more of those guys is pretty fine. And I want to cast that, but I guess I don't get to. That's a summon, right? Yeah, Malevolent Dryad summon. Got it. Warp Lightning Cannon crew back online. And I really want to kill off the Wild Hunters of Kronos with that Dreaded 13th. Oop. Let's get rid of those guys. And my Gracier is going to path towards my Halberds. And between Halberds and all that stuff, should be able to be okay. Anticipate those guys will start moving. Halberds, stay with Drycha. You guys peel that. Remember, this Dryad isn't real, which is why I've been ignoring it, because, you know, it'll go away on its own eventually. Night Runners are still peeling for me. And that is a Pit of Shades, but too late to dodge it. Okay, Rat Ogres need to fall back. You guys come over here. That's a real Dryad. Warp Lightning Cannon crew back online. Okay, I think my Storm Vermin are about to desummon. So I'm going to summon these guys. Keep me safe still. As my Gracier continues to run around in circles. Globes are finally routing. Warp Lightning Cannon's back online yet again. Please fire at that big dragon. Rat Ogres need to get activated, and they'll come over here. Clan Rat Summon can deal with that while you guys continue to fight. Drycha is coming over here. Please peel. Actually need you guys to come peel these Dryads away from my Warp Lightning Cannons as I bring other troops back. So Warp Lightning Cannon continues to try and shoot that there dragon. Okay, Rat Ogres can leave Drycha alone now that you peeled for me. That's all I really needed out of you. I'm gonna summon behind these Dryads and get them to route a little quicker. Because I need my Rat Ogres elsewhere. So that should be fine. Warp Lightning Cannon's back to poking at that dragon. And we can get a nice little scorch up these Dryads. Okay. Lightning Cannon. Drop your mount and run. Rat Ogres try and peel for them. Alright, we're falling behind a balance of power. Warp Lightning Cannons did less than I would have hoped damage to that dragon over the course of this game, so I'm betting none of our Warp Lightning Cannons got any value. Rat Ogres deal with these Wild Riders as I retreat onto my Clan Rats for now. And that Waystalker in the distance is still poking at my Gracier, so I just have to hope that I can withstand that abuse. We routed a lot of stuff. Tried to dodge that, didn't go great for me. Breath attack from the dragon, largely misses. Warp Lightning Cannon's back online again. Try and get it back to its mount. Something rallied way off in the distance. It's globes. Rat Ogres come deal with this. Final summon, because it looks like I'm going to die. And that's probably going to be GG. Warp Lightning Cannons definitely disappointed me. I don't think any of them got a lot of value. It looks like that one did. The other ones didn't. And that's GG. I have 2 summons on the field that'll fade away. And then without that, my leadership's just too low. Damn. Artillery and being disappointing. Name a more iconic duo. I'm surprised they didn't do that well considering what they were shooting at. What the hell? I just have to go check on something. Dretcha did fine, Waystalker did fine. Forest Dragon was really annoying. I just want to see how, like, they didn't get any damage. Range units not firing is more iconic at this point. Yeah, I don't know. I was talking to chat yesterday, 2 days ago? 2 days ago. I was talking to chat about cannons, and some of them were getting on my case saying cannons aren't bad. I was using them in a specifically bad situation. But, like, generally artillery has not been in a great spot, and I want to know why. So this guy has an attack order onto the Forest Dragon, and he's just moving sideways for no reason. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? And people are like, nah, dude, artillery's good. You're just bad. What the hell is this? And then I change him to attack something else because he's not shooting at the Forest Dragon, and I don't care. So he's turning, he's turning, he's turning, he's turning, and he's turning, and he's turning, and he's still gonna be turning. And he's turning, he's turning, and he's turning, and he's learning, and he's turning. This Warblade cannon hasn't fired a single shot all game, by the way. This one says it's firing. I haven't seen it fire in quite a long time. And he's turning, and he's turning, and he's turning, and he's turning, and he still hasn't fired a shot. That one fired once. This one's turning, and it's turning. So that's how they didn't get any fucking damage values. They're all turning all game. Ah! Okay. Okay, that's all I need to see. I hate it. I hate it. I need to save that and send it to CA because we've been talking about artillery performance. And that's finally a crystal clear example I need to send to them. So hold on, I have to send that replay. One sec. Warp cannons, why? Finally got a good example of artillery jank. I give them orders at the start of the game. The right hand warp lightning. I'm submitting a thing to CA. One second. Ning cannon displays it best, but they just wander around, won't shoot. Hurts all cannons as far as I've seen, but this was the most clear example. Okay, cool. Bam. Been looking for that. Oh, I mean, in a way, it's a good thing that I got such a clear replay to submit to CA finally, but also sad that my poor cannons wouldn't fire. My poor cannons wouldn't fire. All right, Beastmen, Bretonia, High Elves, no ban on Knight's Run. Map is Knight's Run, FYI. Beastmen, Bretonia, High Elves. Bam, bam, bam. That sounds like corn. Let's do corn. Ban High Elves. Corn versus Beastmen or Bretonia. Lecorn. Apparently putting them in a 4-box formation helps them turn quicker. Interesting. Two rats, one gun. Rats with guns. He's thinking. He's got either Beastman or Bretonia to fight my corn. To do battle against the corn berserkers. Corn's bloody fist. Oh, that sounds bad. Never mind. Ignore that. Corn's friendly neighborhood fisting. Oh, it's worse. Oh, no. Why is this happening? No, I just wanted to be cool. I just wanted to do cool voices. Instead, I accidentally said stupid things. Oh. Broodmother won't allow now. Really take a look at the dragon-blooded Shugan lore they showed off last night. I guarantee you'll be impressed. Are you talking about the tabletop model? You talking about the tabletop model there? I see it. I see you talking about the tabletop model. This might just be the stupidest thing I've ever done. But it might also be glorious. This is next level dumb. Dude, like, some people ask me, how does it feel to be human boy? Yes, yes. And I tell them, it's great. It's great. You just do dumb things and billions of people watch. Billions. As you act stupid on the internet. Ryan Inticity messaged me. So I'm answering him real quick. I'm just answering Inticity really quick. Really quick. So then... He's talking to me about that artillery replay I just submitted. Needed me to do something. So title... Bug submission template. Following this template will drastically increase. Please endeavor to cover the following in your reports as applicable. Difficulty, description, steps to reduce issues, porting files. Dialogue, description, save file, cache dumps, replay. Issue. When fighting in battle, reproductive steps. Okay. Artillery. I have to submit a bug report. Be all official and professional. Ryan G with the $5. Take a look at the Dragon Blood Shugan Lord. Yes, the tabletop model. Pigman linked that today in my Discord. It looked really sick. I don't play much tabletop, but it did look sick. I know I have a blocker up. 1 second. I'm submitting a report to CA, all official like. Artillery units not firing, repositioning infinitely. Struggling for a while. When given a new target, will take so long to turn, it cannot fire. Cheers. Okay, cheers, and then attach something. How do I attach something? Well, the submission guideline is weird. Cool. Hopefully that's what he wanted. Cool. My opponent tells me he technically does not have enough units, which is concerning. How do you have 394 models as Bretonia? Please play Sipa next. He is fuming. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to. Sipa's scary to play with, because like sometimes he'll play nice and we'll have fun games and he'll win because he's better than me, and sometimes he'll bring some trash degenerate bullshit that I'll have to message him about later and be like, this is why I don't match with you on streams. So I don't know if I want to play him because it's risky. I'm either gonna have to have an awkward conversation with him or we have fine games, but like, I don't know. There's some pretty unfun Scourge Runner kite, Changebringer kite, Blue Fire kite that we've done, and it's like, I just want to FF. So I don't know. There's certain players that I start to avoid, and Sipa's on the border of that, right? Where it's like, I don't avoid him yet, but like, maybe. So I'm scared. I'm in a good mood. I'm vibing. I don't know if I feel like running into degeneracy. I want to do some specific builds, get units banned or restricted. Oh, absolutely not. Okay, you just talked yourself way out of... I don't want to fight you if you're trying to, like, show me some weird degeneracy. That's going to ruin the stream, brother. Oh, God, it's Khorne getting skirmished by Mounted Yeomen and Grail Knights. Okay. Sipa hates Changebringers, though? Then why does he keep bringing them against me? No. You can't say you hate something and then, like, exclusively do that thing. It's not how anything works. Alright, so we have a Bloodthirster of Khorne. Bloodbrute Behemoth, and an Exalted Bloodthirster of Khorne. Just trying to have big, aggressive single entities that can kill a fool. I'll try and get a rear attack on Lewin, but if he opts out, I'll just go attack Knights instead. My opponent's trying to just take no infantry whatsoever and kite and cycle charge me to death. Which, okay. That can work. That can happen. Not as big of a fan of just leaving Lewin in this fight like this. That seems ill-advised. As my Furies go for some stuff. I'm going to actually rear charge these Grail Knights because he doesn't expect me to land on him. He thinks I'm going for the Treb, which, to be fair, I was until I saw these guys. So now I can lock him in place. Now the Bloodbrute gets a rear charge, and that's a lot of damage out onto Grail Knights for my guy. Leaving Lewin in melee with my big flyers was a bit of a mistake, and he is now shattered, so I don't need to keep chasing him. And there is a regrowth onto that. So, cool. My Exalted Bloodthirster is going to go after that teeny tiny lord. My Forsaken are here, so they might as well kill that Trebuchet. As my Bloodbrute Behemoth goes after his healer for just a second. And we are attritioning Grail Knights with our Forsaken. I'm ignoring all of his Skirmish Cav because it's Bretonnian Skirmish Cav, so who gives a single crap about that? And that lady is on a horse. So she is now surrounded by high mass, high armor Forsaken. She is not going to be moving very quickly, and that allows my Exalted Bloodthirster and the Bloody Fist of... sorry, that's the Bloodbrute Behemoth. Where's the Bloody Fist? Bloody Fist is over here fighting Grail Knights, which is going great for him. So, my Forsaken just need to hold this lady in place long enough for her to shatter. Great. She is shattered. Now they can move on back to the Treb. And now my Exalted Bloodthirster is going to go after Grail Knights. My Gorgon is going to just walk after Mounted Yeoman. I know he's going to get shot. I know they're going to kite him, but we just need to accept that ammunition. We're grinding down his Grail Knights in the distance with heavy armored infantry. And the Khorne boys are the Khorne boys. Bloodthirster's useful. It's a Christmas miracle. I've noticed Bretonia, even with Grail Knights and Hippogriff Knights, have been struggling against large armored single entities for a bit. So I thought about just taking Exalted Bloodthirster and the Bloodbrute Behemoth and Khorne's Bloody Fist and just being like, you can't kill all these guys. You can't do it. And if they just trade attrition-wise with Grail Knights, I think it would have been a positive trade. That was roughly the thinking. It worked in this one, but my opponent brought a really strange build, so I don't know if it'll continue to work, but it kind of worked here. Like, all he had were Grail Knights, and still, Forsaken just being heavily armored and high weapon strength and bothering the Grail Knights and being a nuisance was enough. So, GG. It's a weird one. Okay, I need to message the admins. Oh, hey, it's Zurihan. I need to message Zurihan. People loving your art, using it as a screen blocker. Okay, I'll message the mods and say, Sipa wants us to discuss limits for, and then I'll just copy paste his message. Sipa's message, Wrathmonger's Thundertusk stuff. Bam! I literally forgot about Lou, and I realized 5 minutes I don't have him anymore. But even within micro, do you have my number there? So that build came from when I played Chaos Dwarves versus Bretonia recently, and the Kadai Destroyer actually did a ton of work, and I was like, wait, Bretonia's terrible at killing large single entities after all the Grail Knight nerfs. So then I was like, what if I just take a bunch of large single entities? Interesting. Okay, well, I'm gonna refocus up on stream. I had to post a CA, and then Sipa was messaging me about stuff, so we gotta focus up. We gotta pay attention to the people we have. Where's the art for the thumbnail? It's so cool. It's Zurihan's art, so I had it commissioned when I won one of their tournaments, and the prize was art, so they gave it to me. If you really want it, I can post it on Discord later, but right now, we streaming. Final match is on River Amixon, small map. River Amixon, final map. I will go... What do we want to play? Ooh, Norska. Yeah, I've been meaning to get back to Norska. Norska and Ogre Kingdoms. Norska and Ogre Kingdoms. I will play Norska unless you pick dwarves. You were warned. I'll play Norska into anything besides dwarves. So Attack Speed Enjoyer specifically asked me not to play ogres, so I pulled out ogres in game 3 as one of my pick 2 to just be like, listen here, if you fuck me and play dwarves, I will play ogres into you. All right, Beastman, let's go Norska. Norska versus Beastman. Pretty fun matchup. Both sides have some stuff they can do. Let's do it. Wolfric the Wanderer. I know I have a blocker up, and I just revealed who my lord is, but also, you guys knew who my lord was. Wolfric is the only good Norscan lord now. The only good option. I need a caster, but all my casters are bad. I need a caster, but all these casters so sad. I need a caster, but who's gonna cast spells? I don't know. I don't know. I need a caster. I need someone to cast some spells, please, for me. But who could do it? Who could cast these spells? Who could do it? No one casts that well, 'cause Norska sucks at generating winds of magic. That could actually be an OP spell versus Beastman. Hang on, we cooking. Oh, we cooking. This rocks. Okay, I have the best build. I have the best build. I win. I win at video games. Jav Hunters. Ooh, where do I get the Winds of Magic? Not Winds of Magic. Where do I get the money for that? Not everything is about Winds of Magic, human boy. You're stupid. Stupid. How about that? Whoa! It's beautiful. I guess I could just give Skinwolf some stats, huh? Yes. Yes. Tan and not so tan are pretty close. Let's go with Sorrow for some different flag colors. My question to you, dear chat, is what if we transmutation of lead? Beastmen rely on base weapon damage and melee attack. Well, I'm going to use an AoE spell that reduces their base weapon damage and melee attack. Norsk has a lineup of hot single hobos close to your location right now. Yes, they do. I'm going to grab a beverage. Beer? Wine, anybody? Vodka? I went with sparkling water. Because I'm a coward. I would really love it if you put it in the Discord. Are you in my Discord? Yeah, because I'm going to post it in general right now. I'm posting in general right now for you. Let's see. Desktop, stuff on desktop, paintings. There it is. For anybody who's looking for that image, I just posted it in my Discord general chat. So if you're not a part of the Discord, it's in the stream description. There you go. All right, gang, I'm getting a little tired, but I don't want to stop streaming. If anyone out there in the chat is available to play right now, if you could match up with someone in Vermin League and then wait for me, I'd love to cast a best of 3. My hands are just getting a little tired, so I'd love to keep casting. So if somebody wants a best of 3 just as a fun cast, I'm totally down for it. So just match with someone and then message me. Land battle, conquest, domination, I don't care. It's fine. Anything's fine. In order of, to be fair, I'll cast whoever messages me first by timestamp. So like if 5 people message me, I'll just go to who messaged me earliest in chronological. If you're out there and you hear that and you set up a game, I appreciate you, because I do want the stream to keep going. My little wristies just need a break. My little wristies. So for this build, this is a tryhard build with one caveat. All of this is tryhard except for... Oh, two caveats, sorry. Marauder Ice Wolf Chariots, in theory, I could see this being good, but I'm curious. They should do okay against Centaurs, They should be able to kill a lot of Ungor Raiders and cause a lot of disruption for me. And then their Frostbite is nice for chasing stuff down, I suppose. So I just kind of want to try them out. And then Transmutation of Lead is good in theory, but I haven't actually tried it. The rest of this is a meta, sweaty, try-hard Norska build. Wolfric the Wanderer on horse is great with his buff Sword of Torgald. is very solid. Beasts of Tashnar, anti-large dogs versus Beastmen, and then Norskin Ice Wolves, just amazing, best dogs in the game to support Skin Wolves with slows so that I can hunt down Centigores that are trying to get away from me. So yeah, here we go. Let's try. So then I want this group of Skin Wolves all to be a group, and I want you to be a group, you to be a group. Rest of you are all similar. We'll put guard mode on our Marauder Hunter Javelins to throw at Minotaurs. Did Norse get a DLC? No, they just got a bunch of buffs. No surprises here. Why I didn't bother taking Hunter of Champions is because I know they're always going to take Malagor, and since he's never going to land, there's no real reason to take Hunter of Champions because I'm never going to get a fight with this guy. He does have some armored infantry, which is very nice for my Ice Wolf Chariot to go get some free cycle charging in. And other than that, I'm going to keep my mobility close until I know what's going on here. But I don't want to overextend on the flanks and they get nothing done. Crocs, Man Rippers, not braced, so I'm going to turn and try and, like, get them quick. Ah, but he braced them nice and quickly. Nice job, you. Nice job. Pour a bunch of axes into my poor Wolfric. Let's continue moving up. Man, he really doesn't have that much mobility, so I'm actually just going to go crush this flank here really quick. Transmutation of lead. We're just gonna try and overload the center. Sea Fang up the side. Ice Wolf Chariot's getting wrecked by Korok's Man Rippers and the throwing axes. Damn those throwing axes. All right, pivot. A little bit of friendly fire for my Sea Fang because I pivoted my guys right into it. That's on me. Corn Gores getting good damage out, so I'm gonna back off of those. We did rout an entire Marauder Spearman nice and easily, or a Ungor Spearman herd or whatever. Okay, Skinwolf's getting throwing axe. Do need to keep them moving, but man, the infantry rush from the Beastmen proving to be a nuisance for me. My front line can't hold. Ice Wolf Chariots are back. Wolfric's still trying to fight it out. And the Bestigor rush. Chariot's got an okay charge onto some Spearmen. Continue falling back with our mobility. Yeah, this is just a hard counter on build. Tuskor Chariots or whatever, my Ice Wolf Chariots had a really hard time just getting throwing axed, and a lot of his infantry had armor piercing, so they killed my Ice Wolf Chariots immediately. And then couldn't get a good wraparound, and then I was in the late game, I was down to just like cycle charging maybe with mobility elements, and that would have been really boring. Maybe it would have won, but it seemed unlikely. So we just didn't have enough armor piercing for heavy armor front line. I suppose there isn't that much armor. Gore herds are not that armored, so maybe cycle charging could have won, but I don't know. It seemed pretty boring, and Malagor was just going to be casting Block of Dooms over and over again. My verdict is Ice Wolf Chariots still suck. I've tried them 3 times, and all 3 times they've been horrible. Bestigors. Yeah, my spell wasn't very good, and Ice Wolf Chariots aren't very good, so you could cut that and go back to what's more standard, like either Burning Head or a Deathcaster. But I mean, if I had Burning Head and Sea Fang, I don't think that all infantry build would be that spooky. So you could do something like this. Still have Skin Wolves. And I don't want to prep a Norska build just for all infantry. You generally want to fight whatever comes your way. So I do think a Marauder Spearman frontline is fine because you're still expecting maybe Minotaurs, maybe Centaurs in the late game. But 975 more gold is nice. Could get like another Skin Wolf or something, but I do think Burning Head and Sea Fang are still better, unfortunately, than Transmutation of Lead. "13 infantry build," yeah. So I had a lot of mobility support and a lot of cav fight potential, and then it was just 13 infantry. Okay, I need to report my loss. Dun, 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 dun. You can probably take zero Skin Wolves and a Mammoth into Beastmen. Actually, maybe, but I don't know. Ungor Raiders would still do a lot of damage to Mammoths. Centaurs with Throwing Axes are still very good here and do a lot of damage into Mammoths. They change how units respond to your command. It feels a lot better to move cav around and even through units. I don't know that they changed anything on that front, but yeah, stuff feels solid. What up, Power Bilal? Twist. Sippa might be fighting fish. Hunger Raiders are allergic to Burning Head and lower boats, and maybe you need your own Scrim Cav or something to deal with Centaurs Throwing Axes. Plus, you probably use the Jab Thrower Centis. I despise Mammoths. I tried them again after they got their buffs 2 patches ago or so, and then I tried them again with Wolfert getting his Sword of Torgal thing. The problem with them is they have really long animations, so when they start swinging their head around, they take forever to do something. And it sucks. So then they often get into bad situations and get murdered while they just shake their heads at nonsense. I'm wondering if Sipa and Fish are about to play a game I could spectate, or what's going on. Fish is spamming a bunch of commands that aren't correct, and I'm wondering if he's just trolling and there's no game to be found there, and I should be quick battle queuing, or what are we doing? What's happening? All right, I have to turn on the Total Tavern if I'm gonna be watching Domination. So let me go find that. Total War Warhammer is already running. Screw you, nerd. Mod Manager, Total Tavern Map Pack on hit play. Shroud of the Blood Knights? Yeah, they're solid. They're solid, not incredible. Do you know what kind of it's best to have? What kind of it's best to have units as Kislev and in a multiplayer campaigns? Tim, if I read that right. Armored Kossars are still a really good and effective front line, and they can hold forever. Then some regular Kossar archers are fine. And then for your high agency and a lot of your micro, if you're in a campaign, you're going to prioritize getting things in the woods. High damage, relatively cheap, fast units are quite strong. Griffin Legion just come a little bit late, but maybe if you can get them, Griffin Legion are also solid, but I would personally just go for things in the woods. And then in your later game, you can get heavy war sleds and bears that can carry a lot of your later game armies through. So that's fine for campaign. In multiplayer, you want to get a Frostworm Lord, solid front line of Kislev Warriors and armored Kossars, and then usually your ranged units are going to carry you. Sometimes you can rely on a Cav Rush with things in the woods, Griffin Legion, and Kossovite Dervishes. That's fine. Little Grom's also pretty good in multiplayer. In campaign, he's okay if you can get him. All right, we've got Sipa versus somebody. Mod dead, gotta update. Oh, okay. You think the Total Tavern map pack is dead? Oh. That's not good. Okay. So I'll have to go turn that off. Sad days. I wonder what maps they're going to play on without the Total Tavern map pack, because a lot of the base game maps are quite terrible. Weird. I wish them the best. How's my Demon Lord is most powerful in lore doing? 500 views, not bad. Not bad, everybody. Now Sipa's telling me the mod's not dead, so chat's wrong. He just had to update. Listening at work, how's the score so far? When I was playing, I went 5-2. So pretty good. Pretty good day. We had some fun builds. I don't think I took anything that was actively trolling. I might have taken some stuff that was a bad idea, but I didn't take anything that was actively trolling. Like, that last game as Norska, some stuff didn't work out that I was trying. I was unimpressed with Ice Wolf Chariots. I was unimpressed with Transmutation of Lead. So, yeah, mistakes were made there. But it's not like, oh, I was just memeing around. It's like, no, I thought those could be good. I had reasons for taking them, but it didn't work out. And the Ice Wolf Chariots, just kind of completing my thoughts on it, because no one said this, but someone might behind their computer screen being like, yeah, you threw them into halberds and they died. A big shocker. True. But I have used them multiple times, and they've always underwhelmed me. My biggest problem is they're very squishy. So, like, if you make any mistakes with them, they just instantly die. Or if you look at, like, good chariots, like Kislev Ice Chariots, for example, they're not OP, but they're still good. And they just don't die very quickly. So if you make mistakes, you have time to correct them. And those guys have guns. And those guys have more melee damage. So it's like, man, if a chariot can't beat... If it doesn't do that much damage on the charge with these armored units, like the Bestigors or the Korok's Man Rippers, even unbraced, then what's the point? And then the Marauder, the Centaurs with throwing axes did a ton of damage to them and quickly and just took out a 900 gold unit. So it's like, maybe in their ideal case, the buffs have helped them be really good and whatnot, but lock and key units in general in multiplayer aren't that good. You kind of want units that are good at a lot of things and then have a couple weaknesses, not a unit that has a lot of weaknesses and is good at a couple, just like one or two things. Like, if Kislev Ice Chariots are only good versus chaff infantry charging them or disrupting archers, at 900 gold, that's not going to be a great unit. I don't know. I think I need to see it do either really well against armored infantry or be significantly cheaper. Patchwork Domons. I think the last two Dom tournaments were on the 5 least worst maps. Gotcha. Yeah, it looks like the hotfix helped, because, I mean, we're here in the lobby on the tabletop map. I'm playing a game as Mother of Stanky in a free-for-all versus Vlad and Chaos Dwarves. I have come a bit behind from the start due to some bad plays. Any tips on how to build up my army and cities? I would fight AI. Obviously, don't go after the other players at this point, considering where you're at. Spamming out Kossars can be really good. Just having mass archers that are relatively cheap. Since you're playing Mother Ostankia, yes, I would recommend getting things in the woods. So probably get like 13 or 14 Kossars, and then get the rest of your army as Mother Ostankia and the things in the woods. And spend all your time clicking around with the things in the woods. Just let your archers fire at will, they'll be okay. Maybe give them occasional orders here and there. But, yeah. Just focus on your things in the woods, micro, and get good charges on enemy infantry or cavalry, and then if it's cavalry, you can't pull back. You have to finish that fight, because cavalry run you down. Infantry, you want to keep refreshing your charge about every 10 seconds of combat or so. Just charge them in, get some damage, back off, recharge, that kind of thing. Again, against Cav, you have to finish the fight, because Cav are fast enough to keep poking you even if you want to leave. And for Mother Ostankia, her spell kit isn't very good, but if you level her up quickly enough and get to that cauldron thing, that cauldron spell of hers can be okay. The rest of her spell kit is pretty darn bad, though, unfortunately. There's some buffs and debuffs in there that are okay, but those aren't that great in campaign. You just want damage, so probably the cauldron is the best you can get out of her. If you can get a second army, I'd recommend doing that as quickly as possible and trying to get it under a Ice Witch Lord. And get the lore of Tempest. Yeah, it's Tempest. Get the lore of Tempest, and then Hailstorm is a good cheap spell you get early on and rush towards Blizzard. And then Blizzard can kill a ton of blobs very nicely. So that'd be a little better than Mother Ostankia herself. What cauldron? One of her spells is like a cauldron. It should be 18 Winds of Magic. Hang on. I'm gonna peek at Sippa's build. Sorry, Sippa, 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 sorry, this one. Okay, Lore of the Hag, Cursed Cauldron. That one. It's probably the best you're gonna get. Vengeance of Spirits is way overcosted for the damage it does. That's just a debuff, that's just a debuff. Witch Brew is okay, but it doesn't do that much damage, but it is okay. And then Forbidden Fence is alright. Man, you think Curse of the Ancient Wind would Curse of the Ancient Witch would be OP. Minus 60 armor for 8 Winds of Magic can spread 27-second duration. But if I remember correctly, a lot of her other versions of the spells are just not that good. Blessed Cauldron. Anyway. Hey, boy, do you think CA has an unhealthy habit of over-nerfing units when they're too strong, i.e. the Skull Cannon ROR? I would add Mangler Squigs to that, for sure. Skippy, I'll answer your question better in a second. In my opinion, most factions' chariots are designed to flank attack or kill sword and ranged infantry. The issue I see is that that's also the job of normal cav. That costs less and perform just as well. Luigi, astute assessment. Best chariot I've seen is the Nurgle Hero mount. Tends to wreck face, never go down. Fair. Then I have Discord messages, and then I will answer the Scipio. Do you think CA have a bad habit of over-nerfing units? I don't want to be too critical. Because, before I say any of this, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I think, overall, CA has been doing very well the last year with the game. I do. Shadows of Change was a particularly low point for them that was very money-grabby and pay-to-win. A lot of the units they designed were poorly designed and intentionally overpowered to try and get you to buy the DLC. Since then, they've updated Shadows of Change twice, trying to make it more worth the money. Thrones of Decay was overall a healthier and more fun DLC. Now, it was Dwarves and Empire, and it came out with some kind of toxic units. But it was, to me, it was clear they weren't trying to do pay to win with the Thunder Barge and the Land Ship and the Steam Tank. They were just trying to make fun units, and those were poorly thought out. Now, that is one thing I'll say. Overall, very positive on the changes CA's been making the last year. They're great, but there are some design choices that I just don't understand what they thought was going to happen. And that is, I think, what you're seeing where they put it in the dumpster. So think of like the Thunder Barge. I know it's a broken concept in general, but just a flying chariot with nearly infinite ammunition that is good versus single entities, multi-entities, armor, no armor. It's good versus everything. And their way of balancing it, I'll do balancing it in a bit. We'll keep talking about OP things. Then you have the Land Ship, which is a 360 shooting war wagon single entity that just constantly shoots at everything all around it. You have the Steam Tank, the unstoppable chariots now with 75% missile reflect on their front, and they're really good in melee combat, and they're good artillery pieces, and they're good at everything. There's Elspeth von Draken on her Carmine Dragon with its homing, almost undodgeable breath attack that can insta-kill most single entities. There's Mangler Squigs, which are bloated corpses that are unbreakable with high speed, armor piercing, and if you don't fight them with something that can beat them, obviously they'll just win. And if you do fight something that can beat them, when you beat them, they'll blow up and kill that thing. And then there was the Hellforge Bellers, the Skull Cannon ROR, a moving, fast, self-healing, infinite ammo chariot, as long as you cycle charge with it, with 4 homing shots that can't miss, and they spawn armor-piercing vortexes beneath them that insta-kills any unit. How were any of the... sorry, the last one I was going to think of is the Thunder Tusk. Thunder Tusk is a fast-moving, strong duelist, strong cycle-charging, infantry-clearing, mobile catapult with access to healing on its roster, 2 different slows, and anti-large javelin throwers on its back that fire 360, can't miss, and do tons of damage. And, like, just these units that they're designing are very cool and fun for, like, campaign players and stuff, but they are so wildly overpowered just in concept. Just saying all that out loud is insane. Doesn't even matter what the price point is. Oh, like the Demon's Tongue Iron Demon Dreadquake Mortar, a perfect dueling unbreakable chariot that collision attacks, makes it kill everything on impact, and if it doesn't kill it on impact, it has a Dreadquake Mortar that fires at itself and blows everything up. And then it's like, what do you do? How do you balance something like that? And they're kind of stuck where they're like, either we make this thing useless, or if it has the correct stats that it should have, it can carry the entire game because we made something just far too strong. So then what do you do? How do you handle that? And they've tried slight taps. Like, they've been slight tapping the Thunder Barge forever, and it's still banned because it's like its unit design is just fundamentally broken. Do you have enough range to kill the Thunder Barge? Yes. You win. You win the whole game. The dwarves spent too much money on it. Okay. Do you not have enough range to kill the Thunder Barge? You lose. It has too much ammunition damage. It can kill your whole army. The unit concept doesn't work. So then, similar with the Thunder Tusk, it's like, well, how do we nerf it? Do we take away some of its slows? Well, we kind of wanted it to be this ice monster. Do we take away its homing catapult snowball? Well, if it's not homing, it's going to miss everything. Well, do we make it not that good of a duelist? Well, it's not that. If it's not that good of a duelist, then monsters just run up on it and kill it like a Cygor, and Cygors are useless. So they like the Skull Cannon ROR. It's like, well, how do you balance it? It's a fast, self-healing, infinite ammo homing chariot. And they're like, I guess we remove some of the homing and we make it shorter range like a shotgun. And now it just sucks, where it's like, okay, well, now it's in range of archers or skirmish cab and it can just get deleted. So who cares? And I think that's the larger part of this rant that I was trying to get to, is like, I feel like that's just a problem with the types of units they've been designing in Warhammer 3, where they're so potentially abusive that it's impossible to get them into a healthy, fun, balanced state. They're either useless or they are useful and therefore toxic. The abundance of single entity artillery chariots that can move fast, soul grinders, skull cannons, thunder tusk, stone horns, Iron Blaster, Noblar Scrap Launchers. Remember early Warhammer 3 meta, Noblar Scrap Launcher kite against Grand Cathay was a thing, and games would take like 25 minutes, and they were terrible to watch. But like single entity fast chariots that can fire at artillery distances just isn't a smart idea to put into the game. Flying chariots and cheese units like Changebringers and the Thunderbarge are just not a smart idea to put into this video game. That's not a thing that's ever going to work, because flying units aren't interactive for over half of the rosters on this game. You need either ranged units or you need to be flying. Otherwise, you can't hit the Changebringers. Okay, well, Changebringers can hit you no matter where you are with their range attacks. So do you have what it takes to counter Changebringer? Yes, no. No, you lose game. Yes, you win game. Fun strategy. So, yeah. I think that is just a larger problem of their most recent unit designs have been not well thought out, and definitely going for fan hype and getting people to buy DLCs rather than what makes a good smart unit. Anyway, there's a rant I've wanted to do for a while, and we're into game. Doing a domination best of one between Fish and Sipa. Sipa has been pushing for the chariot limit to be increased to 4 for land battles and conquest. We have said no, that sounds really unfun and boring. And here he is with Rakarth and triple Scourge Runner chariots. So he has 4 total chariots, all armor-piercing missiles. I'm sure this will be a joy to cast, and Sipa is always fun to watch, and definitely not making me regret my decision to put him on stream. For the rest of his build, he has the Blades of Blood Queen, Knights of the Ebon Claw, Dread Spears, Canid Assassins, and the Sorcerer of Death, which is Spirit Leech. On the side for Norska of Fish, we have Marauders and Marauder Spearmen in a super wide infantry line to start out the game, and then some 5 Skirmish Cav, Shaman Sorcerer of Death, Wulfric the Wanderer, and he's spawning in Skinwolves. So Fish was going for a mass infantry start to assert dominance on the battlefield and triple cap some points, maybe push the Dark Elves back. Dark Elves went for heavy skirmish and some elite units where they'll have the Blades of the Blood Queen just 7.3 and kill any Marauders that come over. Today I heard that Mother of Stankia can teleport all other armies from a faction to somewhere on the map. How does that work? I think that's her one-time use thing, if I know what you're talking about, where she can just port herself back to Kislev instead of spawning in Nagarond. But that would have happened for you on like turn 2. So if you said no to that, then it already happened. Okay, Skinwolves, armored Skinwolves charging forward, but the 4 Scourge Runner chariots, or Karth is the 4th, doing a lot of damage to those guys, and then they're going to fall back. They do take a little bit of damage from staying too long on the Skinwolf charge, but a rear charge in from Dark Riders does rout off those Skinwolves. Blades of the Blood Queen getting hit with a bunch of Skirmish Cav, Marauder Horsemen and Marauder Horsemasters do good damage to the Blades since they have high armor but no shields and low HP does cause them problems. They jump in onto Marauder Spearmen to finally get killing something and stay out of that withering Skirmish Cav fire. Wulfric the Wanderer on the side gets sniped out by the Knights of the Ebon Claw and a Canid Assassin providing probably Web of... No, he doesn't have Assassin's Trophy, just Web of Shadows, so... Good snipe out there on Wulfric, but it does cost an entire Knights of the Ebon Claw HP bar for such a thing, while Fish, triple Skirmish Cav hits all of them, so... Value-wise, it's a very even trade, but obviously losing your Lord is a little more important than losing a lot of HP on the Knights of the Ebon Claw. Sipa is very ahead on damage value, 2-1 there, and he does have good battlefield presence. He summoned in a Manticore for a bit of terror. After sniping out Wulfric, now he's just trying to use terror to get rid of the rest of the units for Norska here. Another unit snipe out. Norska not defending their single entities very well. Shaman Sorcerer gets sniped out by the Canid Assassin, and Sorceress of Death. Sorcerer is going to follow him off the map now. So Fish has lost his Lord and his Magic Caster. The only way for Fish to get back in the game here is to do something about the triple Scourge Runner Chariots and Rakarth. Norskin Ice Wolves running up to them, getting good damage on them and slowing them down. This could be a nice pick to get him back into the game because this is a lot of Sipa's money and power is in these Skirmish Chariots and their ammunition. Norska does have a double cap. They have a lot of infantry out, and they have done some really solid damage to the more elite units of the Dark Elves. Feral Manticore ends up getting rampaged into the Norskin Ice Wolves. Those guys will take nips at it, get occasional damage out, but the Blades of Blood Queen coming over, these guys need to retreat, and thankfully, actually, for them, Terror does it for them, but they definitely needed to leave that situation. Have some Norskin Ice Wolves, sorry, Beasts of Tashnar, they're just Warhounds. Warhounds up in the trees that have rallied, need to get moving. Norska is summoning in more dogs and more Marauders. Looks like they're just trying to spam out as much cheap mobility as possible. While Sipa's Scourge Runner team just sits on the high ground. Their triple chariots and Rakarth. Did I suddenly become colorblind, or what does the game look like this? Why does it look like what? What happened? I think it's just the snow effect. So if we zoom in, there's some colors in there. All right. Just checked up on chat for a second. Scourger and Chariot's still moving as a group. Now, Norscan Ice Wolves are actually large units, so Chariots charging into them don't get the same impact damage you're used to out of Chariots fighting dogs. That's because those ain't no normal dogs. They're more like Razor Gore herds. Decently large. Sipa's pretty far behind on the points, the actual capture points. He's still maintaining about a 2,000 gold damage value lead, though Fish has managed to stabilize a little bit the lead. Not as far behind. Knights of the Ebon Claw finish off some Marauders, then they move forward, whilst Armored Skinwolves are resummoned onto the map. Not bothering to resummon Wolfric. Looks like he's just worried about him getting sniped out instantaneously again. Just going to take the damage on your leadership for a little bit of having your Lord dead. I think it gets better over time. I think. Armored Skinwolf is going to charge straight into the Blades of Blood Queen. Should get good impact damage. After that, the Blades of Blood Queen will win in the long struggle, especially in front of 4 Scourge Runner Chariots all shooting at the Armored Skinwolves. So probably not an advantageous position to put your poor little Skinwolves in. And all the Chariots going to charge back in. Soul Blight down from the Doomfire Warlocks that were just summoned, and they instantly snipe out that expensive Armored Skinwolf. So Fish running into some engagement errors here and there. Still doing okay in the center, though Dark Elves did just capture it with an insane amount of capture weight thrown at it. Just chucking a ton of super wounded units, and now Witch Elves are here to make sure that it stays that way. Fish's Skirmish Cavalry have gotten off most of their ammunition and got good damage, but Sipa's starting to pull ahead on that damage value yet again, and his blob of degenerate chariots are doing well. I'm not a fan of Scourge Runner Chariots. I think they are stinky, and I have petitioned CA to nerf them for quite a while, but I am not winning that argument versus some other people. So I guess I will just sit and wait for these armor-piercing bastard chariots to finally go away. Beasts of Tashnar take a decent fight with the Doomfire Warlocks, but the Beast Lord's Gaze giving them extra leadership and damage resistance. Make sure that they withstand their fight against the Beast of Tashnar. Beast of Tashnar did do good damage onto them, cost-effectively. Still can't stand up to light cavalry. Sipa's got a 3,000 gold advantage on damage, and they now have a triple cap. It's going to be very hard for Norska to get back in this game. It's probably looking like GG to me, as they're on the back foot everywhere. All their units are retreating, so now it's like, all right, what can you summon that can get anything done? And he only has 900 supplies. It's not like he has a ton of supplies laying around. And Sipa has healthier units still just flowing in, and he has a similar supply count. I think Norska is doomed.
I knew it. Unending glory is yours.
I love that Zinchian cultist announcer guy was just like, I knew it. Sure you did, buddy. Scourge Runners got their value back, did quite nicely. For Fish, just losing Wolfric that early was pretty rough, and then losing your caster right after that, brutal. His Skirmish Cav did well. That is it. Checking on things. Okay. Sorry, I had to read an admin chat for a little bit. Hey, CA responded to me about my warp lightning cannon thing. They're supposed to turn slower than other infantry things, but they said that was a little ridiculous. Cool. So apparently, Spearly Spam makes you get more value than any other unit on the battlefield. Yes. I think chariots don't need a nerf. They just need to actually be hit when you're chased by a cav. Yeah, but that would be a nerf. Been advocating for that for a while, but that's a little harder, where it's like, hey man, just fix your units. And it's like, I mean, easy to ask for, harder to implement. So I tend to go for more substantial nerfs where it's like, all right, just limit their ammunition, increase their cost, something like that. A little easier to do. All right, don't see anybody playing that I can spectate, so I'll just hop back in. I'm gonna fight with Pasha, apparently. Yo! Let us do battle with Pasha. Might be my last series for the day, we'll see. Ash Plains, I am player one. I love being player one. Wow. Wow. Ash Plains, let us pick some Empire. Empire, High Elves, Kislev. Ban Dwarves. No Dwarves. No Dwarves for you. Empire hires Kislev, ban Dwarves. He's going Dark Elves, ban High Elves. Okay, so I'll go Empire. Yeah, no, I agree. In a perfect world, if they can fix them, I'd argue they should fix them. But as far as like my actual effective complaints go, I found I get more results when I just give them easy things to focus on. Like, hey, this unit's overperforming. We can either fix this complicated interaction or you can increase its gold by 100. And usually they'll go for the gold by 100. Dark Elves versus Empire. He's already ready. Consider me shocked that he's already ready. Okay, grab those. Grab these. Grab some of these. Grab that. Maybe a couple of you. And then what? And then what? Nothing. But I categorize that as a fix rather than a nerf, mainly because I think it's treating a core issue. I mean, yeah, that's just semantics, however you want to handle it, but like, just saying, like, the unit performance will be lesser after you're done with it than before, so I consider that a nerf. This could be good. Let's try it. No shade to you, I get it. Yeah. No, obviously I agree. In like a perfect world, it's just like, yeah, have all your units work how they should work in theory. For sure. Oh, the Dark Elves. I still think Dark Elves might be, besides Dwarves, the best faction of the game. They feel crazy strong when I get to play them. And when I play against them, I am increasingly frustrated with how strong they are. I think they're in the conversation. I don't think it's definitive, but I think they should be in the conversation. Ogres, still very strong. I imagine Tomb Kings are quite strong. They didn't get touched by anything besides 100 gold nerf for cats. Manual cannons when? Sometimes I do if I get into a late game situation and I just need my cannons to fire and they won't. We grab the Hammer of the Witches, the best cannon of the Empire with a very high weapon strength and good accuracy stats. Other than that, have a nice cheap and chipper front line. And then Huntsmen to fire at Cold One Knights on the flanks and Dark Riders, or to shoot at Witch Elves on their way in. Then we have Handgunners to also shoot at Cold Ones on the flanks or Dark Riders. And if my opponent wants to just have all of the cavalry, we can try and outshoot him. And I do have still 4 Empire Knight blockers to disrupt and be a nuisance. Which handgun have I not placed? This one. That'll be neat. Balthazar Gout with Plague of Rust and Searing Doom. Searing Doom to punish any small blob that forms. Plague of Rust to let my Huntsmen and Empire Knights do more damage to Cold One Knights. And then also I have a crap ton of shooting in case Scourge Runner Chariots want to, like, they wanted to skirmish, and if he sees he's getting outshot, he's going to use them as chariots. I can still just pound them with handguns and be fine. Hopefully. The idea. Two Empire Knights there, 2 Empire Knights there. Everybody else besides the Spearman that is guarding the Hammer of the Witches get in this control group so I can move you forward nice and easily. And then the last Spearman that I need to just stay with the Hammer of the Witches, stay back there. You stay back there. We'll see. I've been wondering about how to do this matchup. It can be a little tricky. Dark Elf Cavalry is incredibly effective versus Empire Cavalry, so fighting them with, like, Demigryph Knights is often folly. Queen Best Manual Fire Shenanigans are top tier. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So let's push forward with our infantry. A little bit, that these guys are quickly coming into range, so I guess I'll get some free shots out on them. And seeing as how he is massively overloaded this flank, I'm going to rotate one of my handgunners over here and one of my huntsmen over here. Actually, 2 of my handgunners over here. Okay, so Dark Rider Pure Crossbow is going to fire at that. We are losing 1 Huntsman, as this handgunner is going to turn and deal with Marathi. Quick little Searing Doom, and I'm going to bring one of my Empire Knights over. The other Empire Knight can just go deal with this. You guys charge forward, go get in a fight. Handgunner shoot at Marathi. And then these Spearmen can harass that and chase it away. We shattered one of the Dark Riders. These other guys need to hold the Dark Riders back as my Huntsmen continue to fire uphill into them. This is a decent engagement for us. We have other handgunners trying to shoot at Marathi, but it's not going particularly great, so I'm going to stop and just fire at them here. Meanwhile, we push these guys back. These guys can harass Marathi, that's fine. You guys can continue shooting over this way. And there's apparently something in here, but its unit card isn't showing up, so we will just go fight that. Meanwhile, these Huntsmen can all pin cushion that guy that I'm now going to Plague of Rust. And everything is routed. Ah, Cold Knight's got on my Huntsman while I was looking elsewhere. Poop. Poop. You hate to see it. This is going pretty well. Empire Knights come kill these almost dead Cold Ones. Balthazar Geld. Just Searing Doom that. And we do have 1 Cold Knight being a bit of a nuisance. I'm going to try to shoot him with this cannon I have. There we go. Killed off another Dark Rider Peter Crossbow. There's still 2 Cold Ones up on this high ground that are really annoying for me to deal with. My Huntsmen are doing their best in that regard as I reform some ranks. I'm going to send basic Spearmen running after Dark Riders to try and disrupt them for a little bit. Gelt needs to get out of here. We have almost got rid of this cold one. The other cold one trucked through my entire Empire Knight. And this cold one is apparently unbreakable, which when you hear people talk about cold one knights being really strong and dark elves being really strong, that might be an indication of why. Okay, I'm waiting for a Searing Doom onto this relatively healthy cold one knight. There we go. Also gonna overcast Plague of Rust on him so that Empire Knight can get a little bit more damage out, but that's really the only hope I have for that. Still trying to kill Marathi. Still trying to kill these guys. I'm ahead on balance of power, but sus. Oh, it's a Doom Bolt. I can't dodge it if I wanted to. Cool. Hey, gang. Please fire. Thank you. Okay, so Arcana's trying to deal with that. We have handgunners in here shooting at Dark Riders who have almost routed, but they're not going to do it. Cold One Knights are back. Cold One Knights are back. Cold One Knights are back everywhere. And we're still trying to kill these frickin' Cold One Knights here. Dark Riders do rout. Gelt is going to go fight this. Another Searing Doom onto other Cold One Knights, because I really just need to kill the Cold One Knights to try and win this game. Downhill charge there. You guys are back. I guess downhill charge over there. Handgunners turn and shoot at that. Soul Stealer onto Balthasar Gelt is pretty standard stuff. Hammer the Witches needs to get back online. Yeah, I can't click my own models. There we go. Try and shoot that Cold One Knight. If you can't, you can't. Honestly, shoot that Cold One Knight. It's healthier and easier to hit. Getting some units back here and there. But Cold One Knights do seem to be OP. Ah, and Cannon's not turning is another El Clasico. Got him. Okay, piled in here so I can do that. Empire Knight back off. Marathi is in onto my cannon. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. Oh, okay, now you're running. Where are those Cold One Knights? Fire the Cold Knights if you can. That's probably GG. Can't deal with Marathi and the rest of these units. Dark Elves are unbreakable. Poop snags. Cold One Knights are just a little too powerful for Empire to deal with, unfortunately. Like, even with Plague of Rust, even pin cushioning them, their unbreakable stat line is pretty freaking crazy. That's wild how cannons actually worked. I wouldn't say worked. I mean, Cold One Knights are just Cold One Knighting. Holy crap. Look at that value. And that was with me focusing them down. Whew. Nah, dude. Cold One Knights are not okay. Cold Knights are the best cavalry at 1k price, and they're better by a huge lead. Other cavalry options is Dark Elves don't overdrive. Oh, you mean the 1k ones? Oh, okay. Someone's typing about something else. Typing about something else. Knights of Black Rose plus Demis feels like a must in this matchup now. Maybe. Demi Flesh to Stone could be something. Could be. I just worry about going too heavy into a small entity, and then Scourge Runner Chariots could still just kill those pretty easily. It's tough. It's a toughie. Alright, he's going Kislev, Demons of Chaos, and Tomb Kings. Ban Skaven. Flats of Kislev. When global bans return, my global bans will probably be Dwarves and Dark Elves. Dark Elves are just really annoying. I hate dealing with them. That's funny. Okay, what did he pick? He picked a bunch of strong factions. Kislev, Demons of Chaos, Tomb Kings. Ban Skaven. Okay. Let's go Augur Kingdoms, ban Kislev. Yeah, Ogres ban Kislev is fine. Ogres. All right, he's going Tomb Kings into Ogres. Cool. Tomb Kings Ogren. Grab some of those. Think about what I want to do. What do I want to grab? What units do I want? I hear Queek is OP now. Queek still sucks terribly. Queek is still mega garbage. The one that comes up every time Ogre Kingdoms are unbanned. I guess. Shush. I have muted you because your constant negativity and need to troll me for some reason is annoying me a lot, so shush. I don't know, dude. Like, you're like, I want you to fight me so I can show you some really broken, overpowered stuff and ruin your fun time. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't really want that to happen. And then I spectate one of your games. You take your 4 Scourge Runner Chariots and just hard cheese. And it's like, okay, this is cool. And then you come in my chat, you just complain about the matchups that we get. And it's like, oh, okay, you're just being a huge downer. I don't really want to deal with this, so shush. Okay, what do I need? I don't have infinite money. Do that. Sure. Could I get blood vultures? Do I need blood vultures? I don't need blood vultures. Yeah, I don't need blood vultures. Or do I? This feels like a lot of Noblars. If I grab you and you, yeah, it's a little better. I guess he just wanted the rules to change and provided examples. There's a place to do that that's not ruining my stream. He's already proposed his changes. I've already talked to the mods about it, and I check in on the mod chat where they're talking about the changes and whether we should implement them. We're talking about it. You don't need to keep ruining everybody's good time. Like, I get it. There's being constructive and there's being annoying. What up, Rainy Frog? It's been forever. You love that the Blood Vulture became a unit? They were just a range attack from the Stone Rider on tabletop? That's weird. All right, blocker down. Is this the last game of the day? Or if I win this one, we go to game 3, then that'll be the last game of the day. Let's find out. Just as Rainy Frog joins, we have to bail. Actually, we're bailing because Rainy Frog joined. Ogres! His model count is 1277, mine is 1265. Very comparable army sizes. For our ogres, we have a Noblar front line. Shocker, I know. I know, absolutely wild. Then we have piggyback riders. One of the things that one-time Blood Vulture is the strongest weapon in the ogre roster. Yo. Wild. We do have Golgies, Man-Eaters, and Iron Guts for an armored front line. Good at grinding through skeletons or stopping Cetra or other kitty cats from doing what they want on my back line. Saber-Tusk packs for more mass and slapping for that front line. Then we have triple Lead Belchers to deal with Tomb Guard, blobs, skeleton boxes, anything like that, just counter-firing well against them. Don't perform well versus Ushopti Great Bows, but they shoot well against everything else. Large kitty cats, Sepulchral Stalkers, tight clumps, any of that things. So, also really good at deterring skirmish cav from trying to just infinitely kite us. Lead Belchers can be quite strong. There we go. There's our front line. Trees are going to be a little bit of a nuisance for my Lead Belchers. Especially the left-hand Lead Belcher is going to have to get into those trees to get up and start firing at stuff, so that could be a little problematic. But at least my center one and this right-hand one. Right-hand one will get through his own trees quickly enough, and then this one should have decent angles of attack. It should be fine. Let's see, positions his whole army over there. Right there. So we'll have to reposition. And I want to reposition aggressively so I can get up into the trees. Honestly, with his Ushopti Great Bows, getting up into the trees is not a bad idea for me in general. Because then my Lead Belchers can take advantage of the trees. So let's get into them trees. As the rest of my formation runs. Cetra is on his cat, it looks like. No, he's on horseback. Okay. And then he has a bunch of Skeleton Spears and Tomb Guard. So my Lead Belchers clean up the Skeleton Spears and Tomb Guard easily enough. Ushopti's trying to retreat now. We'll see if anything can get up to help them in time. And in the meantime, let's give our Noblars and Piggyback Riders some attack orders, huh? Okay. Our Saber-Tusk packs are retreating. Triple Lead Belchers, I'll fire at those Sepulchral Stalkers for now, from your position in the trees. Other than that, we'll vibe. Just want to wait for my Noblars to get into melee combat before my Ogres end up overextending too crazy much. Two-man Flock of Doom. Cetra takes a fight on top of the piggyback ROR. I am more than happy to let him. So I'm going to charge my Iron Guts in just to hold him in place for a hot second. But there we go. So our Lead Belchers are doing good work onto that Sepulchral Stalker. And now we start moving up the Saber-Tusk packs. I did keep one or two of them back in case my Lead Belchers needed them, but it doesn't look like that'll be necessary, so let's just move up. Cetra is regretting his decisions, as I thought he might. Let's get Saber-Tusks around back. As the Lead Belchers continue to absolutely slap those Sepulchral Stalkers. Those guys are starting to die. One more volley, and then I'll probably pull them and start attacking something else. Saber-Tusks will get onto that. Iron Guts continue through here. And then you guys triple fire onto that Sepulchral Stalker now as piggyback riders are trying to catch this thing. But we're doing all right. We have some rampaging units. My man-eaters got focus fired pretty hard. Happens, I guess. We have Iron Guts on the backfield now to go take out those Ushapti and secure my Lead Belchers. A good advantage. I wanted to get my little Thunder Tusks, Saber Tusks, whatever, recharging. Sepulchral Stalkers are almost dead, so who cares? One of my Lead Belchers is almost dead. That's pretty rough, but they've shot another Sepulchral Stalker almost to death. And now we will switch onto the Tomb Guard since they are falling back. I'm just going to punish them for falling back. Cetra's coming out here to say hello, and we'll charge at him. And then I'll move some of these guys over here. There we go. I was waiting for this healthy Saber-Tusk to unrampage. So Cetra's going to get one of my already wounded Lead Belchers. I accept. This is an acceptable outcome for me. Meanwhile, my Iron Guts are getting a new Ushapti Great Bow. And that is a new Ushapti summon that we need to path straight past. Except I told one of you to go back to frickin' Cetra. And they ignored me because Saber-Tusk packs love to rampage, which is exciting. Lead Belchers are back at killing that. I need this Saber-Tusk pack to come back and fight Cetra a little bit. I have a Meat Feast. Who to use it on? That Iron Gut, wherever he is, I would like him back. Man-Eaters are just too low. Yeah, actually keep after that guy. Iron Guts pivot, get onto the Chosen of the Gods while these elite lads deal with some of my problems. That Ushapti summon will fade away eventually. We have another Flock of Doom target here, 2 for 1. And I don't want to overextend too much into these guys where Sepulchral Stalkers could maybe snipe me out, but that Sepulchral Stalker is going to die to my 2 Lead Belchers. Alright. Yeah, Sepulchral Stalker is going to die to Lead Belchers. That one's naturally crumbling away to its death. We're killing a lot of spears, and that's a fake Ushapti that has 19 seconds of life left. So I don't have to actually worry about it that much. Now the main thing we have to deal with is the Chosen of the Gods, and there's a Tomb Guard coming up near them with Flock of Doom coming off cooldown soon. I should be able to take that out. So my Lead Belchers, I'm going to pivot onto this Tomb Guard and try and shoot it, since the Sepulchral Stalkers will fade of their own volition. I just need to get around these guys and get back onto the Chosen of the Gods. But with Lead Belcher shots and an overcasted Flock of Doom and a Dismember, this Tomb Guard needs to die, and I will make sure it does so. Because I really need to keep that Ushapti Great Bow offline. Cetra's still chilling. He's fighting Iron Guts in the distance and whatever. Army losses is coming in for the Tomb Kings, and that is GG. Whose booty needs clapping? You know who it is. Huh. Lead Belchers did fantastic. Saber-Tusk packs did pretty well. Golgi's Man-Eaters got wrecked, but that was mostly my opponent focus firing them. Not like, this unit is bad, but I do like having an immune to psychology, tanky backbreaker in case of big cats. He didn't have big cats. He had a ton of shooting instead and slammed my Golgi's Man-Eaters with him. So rip in peace. Little Man-Eaters. GG. Ogre, still very strong. Maybe more strong than Dark Elves. Maybe it's not Dark Elves that are number 2, but it's Ogres! What is the last map? Valley of Thieves. And he can't stop me from picking my Skaven. I'll do Skaven High Elves. Black Knight wanted to see some High Elves, but I need to deter Dwarves, so if I have a Skaven pick in there, no Dwarves. If I truly wanted to win, I could just pick Dwarves. Which units had the biggest glow up in the patch? All of the Chaos Dwarf roster. Pretty much their whole roster got buffs and they feel much better now. They don't feel great, but they used to feel like trash and now they feel fine. So, all the Chaos Dwarf rosters. As for specific units, if I had to just pick one, crap. Oh, Bile Trolls. Bile Trolls are super fun now. They're rather strong. They're not OP strong, but they're strong. And Bile Trolls went from being crap to being strong. Eltharion and Chaos Dwarf Infantry. Eltharion is another good shout out with his patch 5.0 Mistwalker's Barrage again. He's pretty good. But Bile Trolls, big winner. Chaos Dwarf roster, big winner. Eltharion, big winner. Skaven or High Elves will be my final game of this stream. Demons of Chaos from Pasha. Demons of Chaos. We'll do some High Elves. Sure, why not? We played Skaven already today. I don't think we played High Elves yet. Demons of Chaos versus Les High Elves. Okay. All right, dear. That was always allowed. Grab some of these, grab some of those, grab some of these. Grab some of these nuts. I don't apologize, but I am sorry. No, I won't apologize. Bow, bow, bow. Imperfect. I'm imperfect. There you go. That's a build. There we go. I thought about taking a high caster with just Tempest and Apotheosis, but I decided against it. We have something even better. Even more OP. Even more ridiculous. I will not apologize. Grandson is a legend. Grace is coming down. Hi, Grace. What will the Demons of Chaos attempt to do against my High Elf ferocity? Law, he coming. I don't know what they do here. Maybe like Soul Grinder Kite. If they did that, I guess I would want some bolt throwers. But he could just dodge a bunch with bolt throwers. Yeah. I don't know, whatever. We'll see. Slaanesh Chariots versus High Elves sounds possible now. Maybe. 70 armor. Could they do it? So wait for Pasha to ready up, checking on chats. Do nothing but lions. White lions, war lions. You see, 100 Days Music, that is possible versus like dwarves, but that is a lot of armor piercing versus a faction that has almost no armor. I am suspicious of its effectiveness if you're paying for a bunch of armor piercing versus demons. Alright, he's ready. Let's see if this works. So I didn't want to say it out loud, but I think the only thing I'd be weak to is like Blue Firecaster, Double Soul Grinder of Nurgle, Super Hard Kite, because everything I have is either melee or medium range. And if he does that, I might just FF. I really don't feel like playing that kind of game out. It sounds atrociously obnoxious. Other than that, we should be fine. If he goes with Air Cheese or Rush, this build should deal with it. About establishing psychological dominance via big cats. Hard to disagree. If you're looking for psychological dominance via big cats, why don't you just play Tomb Kings? They have the biggest cats. Some High Elves, nice. Thanks, Rainbow. High Elves Spearman frontline. Just really high melee defense and silver shields, so I'm taking them over Rangers. Rangers have physical resistance, which is bypassed by all demonic units, so it's kind of pointless. And then we have Archers, Archers, Archers. And then to back them up, we have Archers with Spears, Archers, Archers, Archers. And then to back those up, we have 360 Archers, Archers, Archers that are pretty good at shooting Seekers. And then we have some high stat light cavalry for super cheap to block Seekers, and a War Lion, because I had not quite amount of money and wanted to have at least a little armor piercing, but just more mass to block those Seekers. We have a Netcaster with Shem's Burning Gaze. So to lock something in place, preferably Seekers and Heart Seekers if I can overcast net and lock them in place and then have Archers just shoot them all to death, will be pretty huge. Could be hashtag big. Hashtag big money moves. I'm gonna put guard mode on all my archers, just in case something pulls out of range and then they walk off to their death. Did High Elf Cav get some buffs or cost reductions? Dragon Princes and Silver Helms got 10 more armor, which is not really impactful at all. But they did get turn speed changes, which a lot of people are overlooking. So they're much faster to turn and respond now. Blue Horrors, Pink Horrors, Demonettes, Blood Crushers of Khorne, and some more Demonettes. And then we have the Exalted Lord of Change. Okay, he's starting to dodge, so I'm gonna just shoot at Bloodletters of Khorne. Let's get our High Elf Spears marching to their doom. I'm gonna have all my archers shoot this guy because he's about to get netted. Alright, thought he was overstaying, but he's not. Well, kind of stopped. I don't know. We will see if he ends up staying there. Okay, I'm just gonna net those Furies right where they are. And pin cushion those Blood Crushers of Khorne. Okay, my Lane Reaver's got a decent charge out. Move my War Lions forward in case I need them. But our archers are doing fine. Almost got rid of those Blood Crushers. And I'm going to now fire at the Furies. Ah, there are some Seekers. I forgot they had Vanguard deployment, honestly. Okay. I'm silenced by something. I honestly don't know what. Okay, archers shoot those Seekers in the butt. Archers shoot these Seekers with Lyran Reavers running up to deal with them. And we can peel off those Seekers nice and easily. I am still absolutely messed up. Alright, let's net those Seekers in place so that they can't dodge my archers for too much longer and they'll just die. And these Seekers are dead. We're gonna have to shoot those Bloodletters that are walking ominously towards me. Shoot the Bloodletters. Get more WOM. Demonettes ignored a lot of my stuff. Now these guys are fighting me, which is pretty fine. My archers have almost killed that Bloodletter. We do need to start falling back. We have more of a Demonette. 25 seconds on another net for the Demonette. Ah, net for Demonette. Ah, I'm funny. Archers almost killed that blue horde. Okay, y'all continue to fall back. Pincushion this thing as I'll distract the Bloodletters with my body and soul. Okay, you guys just bail because you're in the middle of a bunch of bad infantry. And these guys are just going to kite the Demonettes. Here's what we're going to do. Net those guys as I pull away, so I don't take that much damage from them. And you just stand and shoot, buddy. Let's pull away a little bit. Blue Horror's doing okay over here. You guys are still harassing the Pink Horrors. Bloodletter's still getting kited out. Oop, Demonettes switched direction on me. So that's all fine. We're getting good damage out on the Bloodletters. Getting good damage out on the Demonettes. Getting good damage out on everything. So as soon as we actually kill these Demonettes, we'll be fine. These archers are just trying to be a nuisance. Those Demonettes are almost dead. Those Demonettes are dead. Ooh, wow. Move the spears up. You guys shoot at the Demonettes. You guys shoot at the Demonettes. Other Demonettes almost dead. Continue to kite, my little Shadow Warriors. Continue to kite. Lothran Seaguard counterfire with those guys. Well, ooh, that's a good Shem's Burning Gaze right up the pike. That could be fun. See how it does. Demonettes are about dead. I want to see that Shem's Burning Gaze. It was dank. We had a good time. Hazel's mad at something for some reason. Mostly having my archers ignore the Exalted Lord of Change because he's so healthy. I'm going to need to net him in the late game and deal with him that way. So for now, I just want to kill everything else he has going for him. So let's just kill all these guys. Because I know I'm going to net him, right? We all know it's going to happen. We know he's getting netted. Shem's Burning Gaze. Try and keep him from getting too many barriers back. Almost got that, almost got the blue horrors, almost got the pink horrors. Then he's going to get that Flying Lord debuff, which is pretty critical. Because now if he ever tries to fart around, he's going to get fly up in the air, and it's going to be like, no, you can't fly in the air, no. As soon as he gets in range of my caster, I'm going to net him wherever he happens to be at the time. Blue horrors are running away, which technically he's not obeying attacking rules right now, but whatever. I don't really care that much. You guys just run down the blue horrors. Everybody here get attack orders onto him, and if he gets netted, he gets netted. The blue horse don't even have ammo, so I'm just going to fall back with my spears so he doesn't have an excuse to walk off into the desert. I'm going to Shem's Burning Gaze him again. He is doomed. I don't know why he's trying to kite out with his blue horse. I mean, I get it. He doesn't want to take the Lord as flying debuff, but whatever. Hi. Can I open the pickles? Yeah. Here we go. I'm playing a very hard faction that requires both hands on the keyboard to win games.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're struggling too.
Oh, that is a messed up pickle jar. Oh man, high elves are difficult, guys. I needed to keep both hands on the keyboard the entire time. Oh, the pickles are open for the Baba. Yeah, GG. Nets OP! Nets and Archers OP! Nets OP! Can you play some Brett? I did play some Brett earlier. All right. It's probably the last game for me today. Archers did very well, just picking off stuff. And I generally don't take armored cavalry into Seekers, because Seekers will just kill them. So I just take incredibly cheap cavalry and a ton of archers and poke Seekers down due to their low HP, low armor, not good shielding. Yeah. Yeah. GG. Now we have 94 people watching. That's funny. I was thinking about streaming early and allowing viewership to build up, and then it was kind of stagnating at 78, and then we randomly popped up to 90. So I don't know why you guys popped up to 90 all of a sudden, but I was gonna head out, so I'm sorry. I'm leaving. I'm outie. What would Bretonnia even get as DLC? Foot, Yeoman, Archers, and Foot Knights? Foot Knights definitely. Probably a more elite skirmish cav, but I guess that doesn't work for their lore because they're all against bows and arrows and stuff in lore. I don't know. Maybe ground hippogriff knights? Demigriff knights for Bretonnia? Could be OP. Well, now it's lunchtime, Wesley Bravo. True, but it's also lunchtime for me. And I've been streaming for 3+ hours. My voice is tired. And I'm tired. And I'm sleepy. Plus, I gotta work on some videos. Alright, I'm out. I'm leaving. Goodbye, everybody.